How do I segue? All right.
Wait, we're not including that. We're not including that. There's literally liters of blood coming out of my head. Right, we're not
including for the bots to come in to tell us. I don't know.
Like, what do you want?
Yes, because Core is editing. Right?
Oh yeah.
Core's a good boy. Unlike
yes,
you, Beck.
I won't change it and put it at the end or something, you know?
Now recording.
You know who's not a good boy? Mickey Mitch. That dude has not showed up to multiple episodes. He's barely been on live streams. Every time we get onto him, he's like, go outside, mate. Like, that's all he's worthless, bro. He's fucking worthless. And then he gets all this love, right? Meanwhile, he's like making friends with psychos and just being like, hey, this is my new buddy. He's a schizo paraplegic who fucking doxes people by headbutting his keyboard. He's my best friend now. You know, these are the people he like hangs out with on accident.
So I befriend Spurgs, all right? Look at Mitch.
Mitch will be like, I'll be like, Mitch, why are you friends with this person? I don't know. They were nice. They were nice
They
people.
offered me help. They gave me $1.
So that's why we're doing an episode exposing Mitch for the coward that he is. He's off the podcast now. He's done. We kicked him out. He's gone. Get out of here, you Australian mother. Just kidding. All right.
I'm really happy we're getting rid of Mitch because we're finally getting slowly back to the OG 3, big 3. All right, and that's what I wanted a year ago. Kidding.
Yeah. We did this. We did a shitty bait and switch last time. Bait and switch. We're not doing it about Mitch. We're doing this show about Beavers. Do you want to announce who we're doing it about?
We're doing this show about D-Max.
Yes, we're doing a D-Max episode because it's about time we talk about some things that happen behind the scenes that a lot of you don't know about.
I was gonna say, do you think D-Max's mom is still gonna be bad with money after this episode?
Yes.
Probably.
I hope so.
Well,
I think she's forgotten.
thank you for your $15 a month for the last few months.
Shit, last year. Thank you, D-Max's mom.
Thank you.
Look forward to you being in our replies. Still love you. So I wanted to start this out with this. We got a short that Hellbent made that has something to do with this. I've been wanting to put this out for a while, but look at this interesting timestamp that we did that happened on the New Year's Eve stream.
Before we continue, Jedi J May says with the 5, just saying thank. It's been a rough year, and it's nice to have you all around to feel like family is here. P.S. D-Max is my favorite, with a heart. Well, glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Glad to have you here. Thank you very much.
You guys are.
I don't
Play
know.
the
We didn't
video.
do nothing.
Play the video.
Play the video.
Feel better now. Don't worry.
So I've been wondering why we had that reaction. Well, this episode is from December 31st of 2024, or January 1st of 2024. We had a very awkward exchange after someone donated saying that D-Max is their favorite. That's because a few days before this, D-Max had announced to us that he had left the podcast. Now, a lot of people wondered why. We put out a statement. D-Max put out a statement. It was a amicable agreement that we kind of split ways. Now,
Yes.
when it comes to D-Max, there was a few questions I always had because this came abrupt. Now, I went back and checked the group chats. He announced his departure on December 27th, 2023. That's a few days before our New Year's Eve stream. So he was already gone by the time we did the New Year's Eve stream. Now,
Yes.
my theory here is, go see this video with the K-Hug cast. Corey, if you would do me a favor and check the date on that for me.
Yes, sir.
That is December 26th, 2023. Now, let's listen. This is Maggot talking about Tipster.
Very true. Yeah. I mean, the goth mommies are really going back to the nest. No, Matt, no.
That's me in the
No,
chat, by the way.
You're-
I just said that.
Ain't one of the people, Matt. How do you feel about it? That's what I want to know. How do you feel about it, Matt? How do you feel about Tipster getting featured on there? Does that make you mad, buddy?
Well,
D-Max in the chat saying, Tipster W, Matt, get over it. Now, I want to point something out. This is Matt. We had just rated K-Hut and they're after now recording, and I noticed that that Maggot was talking very pro Tipster in the sense that, oh, this is around the time when Tipster got featured on Ethan Klein on the award ceremony, and did the intro or whatever, and Maggot was trying to say that's a Tipster W. Meanwhile, Maggot doesn't know the context of Tipster shitting on Ethan Klein for the past, I don't know, 2 to 3 years. And even then, in a few 2 months, Ethan Klein's going to be going after Tipster because of Tipster's big fucking mouth. So, was it a Tipster W? No, not at all. But Maggot wants to have this take, so I'm in the chat giving her shit. Keep watching.
well,
Don't speak for him. Don't speak for Matt.
no, I'm not.
Don't
No,
speak for Matt.
no, I'm not. Tipster W, Matt, get over it.
Period, D-Max. Period. He's right.
You go,
No,
D-Max.
I wasn't going to speak for Matt, but no, I'm just going to say that I think you bring up a very good point. That's a point that I don't think that has been brought up before.
It's just true. It's not even a point. It's not even a point.
Mhm.
They get way more numbers than any of us. So anybody who's sitting here fucking going on and on about it, you're just wrong. You're wrong. Hate Tipster all you want, but bro's getting more views than us.
What?
I don't know about that one.
No,
Yeah,
that,
I don't-
fucking
that doesn't work now.
I don't think that wasn't true at the time either. Like
it wasn't. She's trying to say because that he was featured on Ethan Klein's like award ceremony. That means he's doing better than us because he's getting more views.
All publicity is good publicity, is what they believe. And
Well, clearly.
I would, yeah, exactly. I would clap back and be like, well, you know those tweets that you guys made that one fateful day? They got a lot of views, more than your usual views.
You got featured on Nicholas DiOrio's stream like twice. I guess you're doing better than us.
You're doing better than us.
Mad, coping, molding, seething. Look, I'm just saying, maybe it's beneficial to fucking suck Keppel's dick. That's all I'm saying.
So we should jump on any platform who has more numbers, even though we disagree with them. Got it. No,
I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm not saying that.
No,
but it worked out for Tipster.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
No.
Everybody shit on him.
That's her point.
Here's the problem. Here's the thing, Matt, right? Everybody shit on Tipster for him jumping ship, right? And choosing a different side. But it's only benefited him. So, like, everybody's fucking predictions on how this would turn out for Tipster so far have not come true.
Have come true.
And he's actually done better.
No.
So, yeah, he's a grifting piece of shit.
Maggot sucks
but
at
he's
this.
done better because of it.
Well, he.
This is embarrassing.
And supposedly,
Cannot
from
see
what I've
further
heard,
than a
He's
schnoz.
also.
Holy fuck! That is. I like K-Huck. K-Huck's always cool when she jumps into chat. K-Huck does not always have the best takes, but it's interesting to see that even K-Huck can see that this is a fucking wild thing to say.
Literally in February. This is in December. In February, Tipster would be getting demolished by the same person he went on the award ceremony to intro. And it all would fall apart. So this whole little Tipster W thing did not work out for Mac.
But we all knew it was a piss take. Anybody with any sense can look at it and go that's Tipster not realizing that he's the joke.
Well, that's the point we tried. That's the point we tried to make to them. We were like, "Who the fuck is going to do their not little, but their award ceremony, right? And have Tipster, Mr. Triple Chin, be the guy that introduces your ceremony? Who's going to do that? Why would you do that? Why would you play his sound bites and stuff like that? You're making fun of him
because he's a joke.
Yeah, and if he's too autistic to figure it out, that's like saying that. And then they were like, "Oh, the people were cheering for him. They were laughing, right, at his stuff." And you're like, "Yeah, but that's the same as like a fucking retarded kid eating his own shit and everybody laughs at him." Yeah, right? That's not a retarded kid W. It's a retarded kid L.
Yeah. So let's go 1.5 here.
I'm the guy that paid him to eat that poo, by the way.
Again, that's just based upon her. That's what she had told me. So again, I can't take that as gospel. But
I'm not saying that he gets treated better. I'm just saying that
There's
he has more
beavers
eyes
in the
on him.
chat.
Than
You will get
most
more
people in
views.
commentary. And that's what he wanted.
And,
he wanted attention, and he got it.
Wait, pause.
So
I say in the chat, just because he got featured on an Ethan Klein stream where he was constantly made fun of and treated like a lolcow doesn't mean he's being treated better. And this is what Maggot's answer to that.
I mean, that's his whole shtick in the community, right? Why he's talking to all these women and whatever. He wants attention. He wants attention. And he got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's D-Max in the chat. Pause. The streamy thing was a tipster W. It was wholesome as fuck. Not negative. I don't know why people got so mad about a tipster W. Can I just... I want to point something out. The context here, the reason why I'm annoyed is because I have a flashback from Xylee's stream back in the summer of 2023, I think it was summer 2023. Maggot's bragging to us about how she how in DMs with Tipster would would trauma dump to her about his wife and stuff like that. And she's bragging to us about it. She turned on Tipster, right? And now she's trying to like reach in and be like, no, this was actually a Tipster W actually, and you guys are wrong, and I'm going to be proven right. Meanwhile, you're proven wrong again.
Yeah, that's very... Yeah, Tipster is still the butt of the joke in both communities. However, Bo Black's Turkey Tom now recording lyrics get more live viewers than his other streamers. Okay?
They get more... Wait, hang on. Who said that?
Skelly. He's actually in waiting. He's in waiting. Do you want to pull him in real quick?
Okay, we can stop here with the Skelly debate. It keeps going and going and going. Any thoughts on that so far?
They cannot see further than their schnoz, and that has always been a problem.
I think it's very interesting that they're I think the sides are very interesting considering what information you guys had at the time. And where D-Max is sort of placing his loyalties, I guess. Not loyalties. Loyalties are the wrong word, but like his takes on this are very pro-tipster, pro-maggot. Because that's the argument she's making.
Let me take a detour into the Twitch poll community, right? Slash drama community. You know when Food Shops called into Keffel's stream?
Yeah.
Or when Food Shops was doing her thing with Human, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
In their mind, that's a W for Food Shops because Food Shops got exposed to a bigger audience.
Well, yeah, that's Food Shops literally says this.
Work.
Well, Food Shops literally says this. She says this at the start of her fight with Keffels. She's like, "Oh, it's going to get lots more eyes on me, and that's ultimately a win." It's like, yeah, but it doesn't translate into long-term viewership or attention.
They're using the same mentality as the Food Shops.
So Beavers and Toxic and Core, you were around during this time. That stream happens. Within the next day, D-Max is announcing that he wants to leave the podcast. Now, I have a little bit of evidence that this whole tipster thing is what kind of like affected that. Now, this is my opinion. I'm not saying it's a matter of factly, but it's my hunch. Now, here's a DM that was leaked to me in the Clear as Mud group chat from February 2nd, 2024. Now, you may have to ask, what's happening February 2nd, 2024? Well, that's my back and forth with Riveter over Angry Slug. We went back and forth on Twitter, some jokes. I went on a live stream, on the Now Recording live stream, made a few more jokes about Riv. Nothing too grating, nothing too mean, just a few back and forths, having fun, poking fun at Riveter because of how ridiculous his tweets were. Well, they took this very personally, as you can see here. This is D-Max replying to me talking about me tweeting about Riv and saying, yes, Matt Pitt's tactics. Now, this is a tweet. Now, go to the tweet, Core.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tweet from December 26, 2023. Same day as the Tipster Maggot stream with K-Hawk. D-Max's tip for winning debates. You win every debate if you don't care more than the other person. It's not actually about the merits of any argument. It's about looking cool and being aloof. And make sure you tell the audience how weird it is that your opponent cares so much and criticism your arguments receive. Well, that was all just comedy, clearly. What? Do you hate jokes? Now, if you go back real quick for me, Core.
Mm-hmm.
This is D-Max saying, yes, Matt Pitt tactics. So this tweet... This tweet is a subtweet. This tweet is a subtweet of me.
Did you dirty? Didn't even at you. Subtweeted.
All right, let's go to the next thing. All right, so this is from. I'm reading this. We're not going to show this on screen, but this is D-Max on December 13th. Now he leaves on December 27th, but this is from December 13th. Merely what, like a week and a half, 2 weeks before?
2 weeks.
Yeah. He says, I want to be able to post multiple longer videos on X. So unless anyone has any issues, I'm going to hook it up premium. I'll need to put in my PayPal and my phone number for two-factor since it comes with it. It's $84 a year, $8 a month. I'm perfectly fine with taking it out of my pocket, so there's no extra math for Mitch. How does that sound at everyone? So D-Max was willing to put his own money to attach his PayPal to the Now Recording X account to make it verified so we could post longer clips on December 23rd, 2023. And now, on December 27th, 2023, he's done with the podcast. Now,
it's over.
Do you guys remember that conversation? When
I remember. Was it at the same time as the YouTube one, or are those 2 different days? Because he was talking about getting premium for our Now Recording account too.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the same thing, but I'm talking about. Do you remember the conversation we had when he left the podcast? The VC we had on December 27th.
Roughly.
I remember it.
Do you guys remember what was talked about at all?
What his grievances were, his issues?
Yeah.
And why he wanted to leave?
Yeah.
Well, what I recall from it is he said essentially that he was putting too much time into the Now Recording podcast. He wanted to focus on his own things.
Mm-hmm.
And that after we were, we didn't, well, most of the podcast didn't want him to go. So he was also telling us about how he wanted us to have a moral, I don't know, fiber, like standpoint on things, like to actually care about things. He wasn't down with just being
joking.
Funny and joking about things, really. And that was about the conversation. It was really just his time and him not wanting to be on the podcast anymore because he didn't think that we were doing anything.
I believe he also mentioned something about showing the podcast to his family during Christmas and them having a weird reaction.
Yeah.
But
fucking what? Who says? Sorry, I'm just. What the fuck? What do you mean? Like, because I've heard bits of this, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, so he wanted you guys to stop being funny, which, well, that's worked out really well for people like The Amazing Atheist over the years. Great fucking take for content creation. And secondly, he's showing a commentary podcast to his family at Christmas.
So I don't know if it's about not being funny. I think it was a thing where there was a lot of situations where D-Max would criticize someone, and we thought the way he went about it was kind of ridiculous, and we would tell him that in many words, and I think he took that personally.
Well, like, for example, what he would like, right, is, when they were having their difficulties with Slug, and they were essentially trying to out-slug Slug. That was their genius plan, right? Is we're just going to be a bigger fucking... Yeah, we're going to be as big a it's literally schoolyard tactics. No, I'm not touching you. No, I'm not touching you, right? They were mirroring each other. But... what he would have rather us had is hold Slug accountable to some degree. Do you know what I mean? That's what I when we had that conversation, that's how it came across to me, is he wanted us to hold people accountable for things and actually push things. You know what I mean? Like, if he's going to cover, he'll be upset with Slug. He wants us to cover Slug and push that out to the community because fuck Slug kind of deal. You know what I mean? And that's just not what the podcast was about. It is remarkable. That, like you say, 2 weeks after he's offering to, let's be honest, pay for our dog shit Twitter, right? That's never going to go anywhere. That thing is dead. He's like, no, I want to leave the podcast now.
Well, yeah, because then it would cause all kinds of payment hassles and verification shit. I Okay, so here's the problem with accountability people. And obviously I've dealt with this a lot recently. Accountability people fucking suck. I'm sorry. It is incredibly fucking annoying. Nobody cares about who you think you can hold accountable to. The only people who you can hold accountable are people who are dumb enough to think you matter. Like, you can't hold Slug to account. You can't hold the vast. You can't hold Keemstar to account. What the fuck? What power do you have to do any of that? Like, shut the fuck up.
But also, I think, just while this thought is with me, I also think, Matt said that he went home and he showed his parents, or his family rather, the podcast episode, right? And they were like, what is this? I think there was an element of him thinking that he was too good for it.
Well, I mean, I
there was
remember.
definitely an element of that.
Yeah, and around that time, I think it was the lyrics like Aiden debate or something revolving Lolly or something. And I'm like, okay, if you're gonna show your family an episode of Now Recording, why would you pick that one? Like, why would you? I get it's the most recent one probably, but why that one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're. I mean, I can see somebody having an issue with what we do, right?
Yeah.
I can see people being like, no, it's malicious, blah 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 blah. But it's not in reality, because we don't hound people. We don't hunt people down. We make fun of people. We make fun of the news cycle, and that is it. So yeah, I think it was, he thought he was too good for the podcast, and also he thought, well, his family probably, maybe, I don't know. I don't believe anything the man says. That his family probably thought that the podcast was a bad move for him or something like that, which is all well and good. I don't know. I think there was a lot of issues underneath the surface.
Was this? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was this pre Keemstar or post Keemstar locale?
Post.
This is post. So he was editing for locale and doing our podcast. Even though I think if and you guys can correct me, I think all the responsibility he had was just to show up if he was available.
Took it away. Yeah, we took the responsibility away from him, because we were like, oh, well, you're doing the sling now. That's more important. That's a bigger break.
Yeah,
right?
we were 100% supportive. I mean, I was like, just the editing aspect and the producing aspect, I was fine with it. I there were times where I'm like, I'd like someone else to do it, but I understood that D-Max had a commitment already. So,
well, and my thing is, right? I mean, I don't want to be that guy. Matt will probably disagree with me, right? The podcast isn't that much work, right? It's not. No, no, Matthew. Okay, but what I'm saying is, all right, I understand that D-Max was editing our podcasts, right?
Mhm.
Some of them, not all of them, some of them, and I understand how that can be time consuming, right? But when you're not editing podcasts, okay, and you're just like a beavers that just shows up, right?
Mhm.
Guilty as charged, okay? It's not that much work. I have a lot of free time that I can be doing my other stuff. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why I never really bought the whole, oh, I want to go because I want to focus on my stuff,
Mhm.
right? There's more than enough time for you to do your own thing. Now, if you're the Matt Pitt of the group, maybe not. Maybe it's a little bit time consuming. But if you're any of the other members, you've got free time. I mean, fucking Core edits our podcasts for us, and he fucking plays video games 24/7. He could be using that time more productively.
Looks like the blood shitting conversations back on the table, boys. After that,
yeah, it's definitely on the table now.
Now, my question for the conversation we had about D-Max leaving, did he mention Tipster at all? Do you guys remember?
I don't think so.
I do not recall.
Corey, you remember?
Say that one more time, just so
Did he mention Tipster at all
during the call? No.
During the call where he talked to us about leaving the
No,
podcast.
I think you brought up. I think you brought up maybe not you or Beavers, but somebody brought up something about Tipster, and I remember him not saying no, that's not the reason why.
Yeah, we brought up the grievances. The grievances were, we can list them out, right? That were recent surrounding that time. Was Tipster, right? The disagreement about W or L. It was the angry slug thing that they were still a little bit pissy about because they decided to be idiots and try out slug. And then the third thing was when they had Asmo on their podcast, and I referred to it as a strong arm as my first reaction. And we brought up all of those, I believe, in that call, and he essentially swore up and down that wasn't the reason.
And I don't now I do not believe him. Is my point. If you go back and you watch the streams and you look at the day that he quit the podcast, I think it has a lot to do with his grievances towards us, especially the tipster situation. And I think the tipster situation was like the cherry on top. It was like the last straw, and he was done because he literally announces that he's leaving the podcast the next day after that live stream. What's next here? This is something. This is D-Max's last known appearance on the podcast. Check the date for me there, Core.
Yes, sir.
December 26, 2023. Now, this is, I believe, the stream that we would raid K-Huck. All right? Now, while we're doing the stream, D-Max pops in for 5 seconds. If you blink, you miss it. So let's listen.
When everyone was shitting on him for making that joke.
Pedophiles! Def Noodles was always fucking
good job,
so
D-Max.
I just never liked him.
And that's it. That's D-Max's last appearance on Now Recording.
All right, so the last thing he said to us was, "You're all pedophiles." We see what he thinks.
But my point is, you kind of know how we've interacted with D-Max a lot. We kind of know how he can be a little passive aggressive. I think this was him being annoyed at our stream, him popping in, him yelling his thing, and then him going back and be like, "Oh, I totally popped into the stream and I yelled that." And then we raid Maggot, and Maggot does this whole tipster take, and then I start shitting on Maggot in the chat, and then D-Max is in that chat, and then the next day, D-Max is done with Now Recording. Does that make sense to you
definitely.
guys?
Yeah, it definitely seems like there was something there.
There's some kind of conversation, between the two.
Beef.
Yeah. All right, what's next? Okay, so we're not going to go full into detail about the Magnetar thing. We did a whole episode talking about it, and pretty much the Magnetar thing is ridiculous. The way Maggot got mad over an unfollow that Magnetar doesn't even remember doing, and when called out, they tried to walk it back by being like, "We didn't call him a scammer." Meanwhile, there's evidence of them calling him a scammer. And then they do this thing where it's like, "Oh, Nick said all this stuff that was lies." And then when the fundraiser was taken down because fuck it, why deal with this shit? Maggot does this. So if you scroll down, Maggot says, "Lol, I love how you actually don't know anything because neither myself or Max have really spoken on it. So you're just drawing your own conclusions. By all means, live in Fantasyland, and it's not my problem, really. Good night." And this guy says, "Yeah, no, all he did was refund all the money and prove your power bottom twink wrong. I'm drawing my conclusions on the 3-day gay op your friends tried and failed to start. Good night." Maggot says, "It is really funny he ended the fundraiser one day after being mildly questioned, despite literally no one agreeing with us from the jump. It's almost like if you really cared about justice for child sexual assault victims, an Ehor and a Brony wouldn't single-handedly have taken it out." This is hands down the dumbest fucking tweet. The dumbest fucking tweet I've ever fucking read.
I just love that. Because what's great about that? D-Max hops in and he screams, "You're all pedophiles," right? Obviously making fun of the fact that, commentary is like, "Oh, well, I don't like you. You're a pedophile," right? Or this guy's a pedophile. That guy's a pedophile. Everybody's a pedophile, right?
Yeah.
And then fucking Maggot's out here. She's like, "Well, if he really cared about CSA victims," right? It's in the same vein. It's that same retarded logic.
It is the BPD acting up in Maggot. She can't take the L. She can't
I love
back
that.
off.
Yeah. She literally. Just quickly, she can't even fucking admit it, bro. She takes the L on the Magnetar stuff instead of coming out and just being like, "You know what, guys? I fucked up, right? Which is the appropriate response. No. Well, if he really cared about CSA victims, he would have kept that thing up. All right. I may have been wrong. He might not have been trying to scam everybody, but he took it down, and therefore he doesn't care at all.
Nuts.
I've never spoken. I've said the odd thing, but I've never spoken about the maggot stuff.
Mm.
I've always remained really neutral about it. And I when all this kicked off, I was due to go on her podcast with people
Riveter.
and do this fucking interview thing. And I kind of look, people fuck up all the time, but I kind of have this standard, and it sounds really weird, but I didn't realize I had this until I was speaking to Nick about something else, and I realized that I do exactly the same thing, which is I'm really happy to talk to people and give people benefit of the doubt and give advice and be yeah, shut the fuck up, might be good. But if you ignore that's kind of the point I hit where I'm okay, cool, do whatever the fuck you want. I'm done. I'm out. Fuck this shit. And I had this. I was looking. I realized I had this with Maggot. I was I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why you have this issue and beef. Is this necessary? And what's kind of amazing is there's no learning process here. Maggot has come back and is continuing to do the same fucking shit that she ran away from. Why? Stop saying people care about you while turning yourself into the fucking content. Same with D-Max. Just stop.
They're still doing it. They're still fucking doing it. Let's see what next, Core. Go ahead, Beckett.
Well, then I just feel I'm a dick because I'm laughing at them. But I'm we all told you. You didn't have to do this. None of this was necessary. Why?
This is one of my favorite. Oh, go ahead, Tox.
I was going to say, I think if D-Max cared about CSA victims, he shouldn't be watering down the term pedophile by calling into our stream and calling us all pedophiles.
This is my favorite Twitter exchange. What is it? The compare and contrast. Now, check this out. Maggot Edits on March 4th tweeted out, "I'm not even really mad at that. When a creator's Nick size puts words in mine and Max's mouth, a lot of people are just going to believe it without question. Which is not entirely Nick's fault, but he did know we didn't call Magnetar a scammer. Saying something untrue is on him, though." And let's go to that next one there, Core. It ain't even, Maggot in a DM says, it ain't even like that, to be honest. Plenty of people try to riz my wife, but this guy is sus as fuck and taking people for a ride to scam them for money.
He's an Indian! He's an Indian! He must be trying to scam them!
And he deserves to get dropped.
What's that mean?
That she wanted Magnetar taken out, clean shot. Ulterior motives. Wraps up D-Max, wraps up Riveter. Let's go! Charge! Doesn't have anything to back up your claims. Oh, now you're getting fucking dismantled by Nicholas Diorio. Oh no, we didn't call him a scammer. And taking people for a ride to scam them for money.
It's literally that, right? So when they're out there on Twitter and what was it? They called it a lol. What's it called? A lol suit, right?
Yeah,
stuff like that. They call it a lol suit. They're implying that it's a scam, right? The word scam might not have come out of their mouth. However, we all picked up on what you were doing, and this DM shows your intent, right? It shows what your intent was. We knew what your intent was. You tried to claim, no, we never said that about him. We never called him a scammer, right? But we knew what your intent was when you said those things on Twitter.
Damn straight. There's nothing wrong with not liking someone, Maggot. There's nothing wrong with shit talking someone in the DMs. But when you try to create this fucking story arc of fucking Magnetar being a scammer and try to attack him in public on Twitter when he's done nothing, all he did was post an advertisement for his fundraiser, and you and fucking D-Max and also Peepaw Riveter was there too. Y'all fucking surrounded him, and y'all started going question after question like it was a fucking interrogation, and you know it's true. You and D-Max know it's true.
But Matthew, they didn't use the fundraising platform that I like, Matthew. They didn't use the burning platform that I like.
They didn't use the GoFundMe.
He made a decision. Wow. That's like going to somebody and being like, I can't believe you bank with this bank. They take 5%. God, you should totally go with this bank. They take 4%. That guy's fucking scamming. You know what I mean?
by their logic, if Magnetar just straight up went GoFundMe, they would have no issue whatsoever, right? No
Absolutely
issue whatsoever. I don't know about that one. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, now this is how it all began with this Magnetar thing. This is Maggot's poor fucking showing on K-Hux. See, this is what happened. I interviewed Magnetar. I gave him a platform to tell his side of the story. K-Hux like, oh, I want to talk to Magnetar too, and Maggot can join me too, even though she doesn't know a goddamn thing about the fucking story. And this is where we're at. Check this out.
And why, like, what is your whole beef with him, I guess?
It's his beef with me, first of all. I'm dating Haley, and he wanted to date Haley. It's pretty much the TLDR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
That's it.
I mean, that's the start of it. I mean, he harassed us, stalked us from fucking
Bitch,
20...
there's like 15 hours of fucking content you could watch to fucking get the story. Why are you fucking being like that? That's it? That's it? You're not going to tell me every single detail, even though you just told me a TLDR?
That's it.
That's it? It's almost like you had a mindset about Magnetar before even talking to him. Am I right here, Maggot? Keep watching.
14 to 2019, he suicide baited me. He alleged that I was a pedophile in a video
Did you
that
guys report
has
any of that to the police?
Yep, it's in our video. There's multiple police reports about it.
Good.
Yeah, he's
Oh. oh! Oh!
Well, I didn't know you did that.
If it's so serious, did you report it to the police? Yes. Yes, I did. Oh, good. Good.
Yeah. All right. Now, here's what I talked to Peepaw Riveter, and this is what Riveter told me. This statement right here is what got them all suspicious. Listen to this.
Just ask, like, where do you see, or where do you hope that this will go? Like, what are you thinking will happen?
In a perfect world, no money would be spent, not a dime would be spent from today on. We wouldn't need to take Max to court. He would, and I actually have this, I think, at the end of the fundraising, like, story or background or whatever the fuck, where essentially I want him to delete his Believe All Abusers video that contains the baseless allegations against me.
I agree.
Publicly retract his claims and acknowledge, that it was made with no evidence, as he said multiple times. And publicly acknowledge the misuse of his fucking platform and weaponizing the trust his subscribers had in him and the trust that he garnered in the public eye, most of which were, CSA victims.
Right.
And then, of course, keep my fucking name out of his mouth.
Amen.
Essentially.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but, well...
So
what's suspicious about that?
What is suspicious? Well, from what Riveter told me, the phrase "in a perfect world," and where Magnetar said, in a perfect world, we won't have to go to court. That set alarms in their brains where they're like, wait, he's saying he doesn't even want to go to court. So why would he do this fundraiser if he doesn't want to go to court? And then I'm like, Riveter, he said, in a perfect world, hypothetically, in a perfect world, I could walk on two legs. In a perfect world, Maggot Edits doesn't have BPD. In a perfect world, D-Max doesn't fucking ruin his career over going after Magnetar. It's a fucking hypothetical phrase. It's not real.
Just makes me think of the fucking perfect world like meme with the guy where he's like, but this is not a perfect world. I don't understand how this ever twigged any alarm bells in these people's heads. I mean, it's a definition of bad fucking faith, isn't it? You gave me a hypothetical, therefore you might still be a pedophile.
No, Beckett. You see, I don't want you to just apologize to me, right? That's the easy way. Yeah. I want us to go to litigation. I want us to spend years in court, and then you can apologize to me. Legally mandated. But if we could just get each other to apologize, that we could do. But no, I want to go to court. I want to fight for this, So I see what their point was, honestly.
You are right, because, like, I mean, what does a lawyer cost? Like $3.50, like a double cheeseburger, and you got your lawyer, right? Yeah, you pay your $3.50.
Depends on the quality of the lawyer.
Yeah, you pay your $3.50. They set it all up for you, and then you can have your little handshake and go on your way. I don't see why Magnetar would want to raise $70,000. I mean, that's way too much for a lawyer. A lawyer's like
he's trying to profit.
Yeah.
Of course.
A lawyer is like $3.50, like a double cheeseburger, man. You know, it's not like it's expensive. And even if the lawsuit wouldn't go anywhere, Magnetar would still have to pay a lot of money to a lawyer to even get that. The goal for that lawsuit was mediation that could lead to Mama Max recanting his accusations against Magnetar, taking down his video, which I imagine if Mama Max had a actual lawyer, not AI, the Mama Max would be like, all right, I'll take down my video if you take down your video. And then Magnetar would be like, you know what? All right, fine. And then they both take down their videos and they go about their ways, and the defamation on both sides is gone. You know, that's probably what the logistical route Magnetar was kind of hoping for. But unfortunately, in today's society, to even do that, you got to fork over $20K, $30K, $40K, a lot of fucking money just to get into mediation. So what D-Max and Maggot were trying to think, like, oh, this guy's trying to get all the money, and then he's going to be like, oh, nothing happened. Oh, we agreed to disagree, guys. Now it's all mine. You imagine if Magnetar actually tried to scam? He would get lit the fuck up. He would get lit up to pieces by Nicholas Fiorio, by Mudahar, by us, by Tommy C, by the whole commentary community. He would be enemy number one. And not only that, Mama Max would probably get off clean at that point. It would ruin everything. It would be the stupidest thing he possibly could fucking do. So why in the fuck would Magnetar do that? And the reason why you, D-Max, you Maggot, and you Riveter thought that is because you didn't do any fucking research, and you fucking know it.
You had the hate boner blinders.
If you're still in our recording group chat, you said something, we could have helped you out, buddy. You had a question. Hey, I got some suspicions about this Magnetar guy. What do you guys know about him? Well, let's have a conversation. In fact, let me get Tommy on. Tommy's talked to him. Let's all talk it out. Show him what you got. But
why would he listen to you guys? Only you are fucking him.
No, he wouldn't listen to us. Because he knew the moment he showed Tommy, Tommy what D-Max had, Tommy would be like, what the are you fucking dumb? Like, that's what would have happened. Go ahead, Beaver. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I was saying another thing we could have done is if you really wanted to press Magnetar on it, could have just reached out to Magnetar and got him in a call.
Yeah.
You could have had all these conversations and asked him these things in a respectable way, right? In private. You didn't have to do it in public, buddy. You didn't have to go out for your W. You didn't have to hunt for that dub.
Nope.
You know?
Nope. Didn't have to.
As a matter of fact, the smart thing to have done, if you think he is a scammer, right, and you have evidence on him, is to get him into a call, is to record that call, and then to go on Twitter and take your dub. You skipped a step.
There's also this other issue I kept hearing about behind the scenes, is that the issue started because Magnetar kept poking his head into the community and stuff, and he wouldn't go away. He was always in chats. I don't think they realize Magnetar is a YouTuber with 40-something K subscribers. He's a content creator. Like, is he in commentary? No, but he is a content creator. So if there's any parallels you guys are thinking about where, like, we treated someone else like that because they kept poking in, no, it's not the same. It's not the same at all. It's just not. And I don't know.
Matthew, he's the golden boy. Matthew?
Golden boy, we ignored him for a fucking year, bro. Toxic Piplup told me to fucking get an interview. I was like, no, I ain't getting that interview. I ain't fucking interviewing that guy. That guy fucking got evidence against him. Meanwhile, I find out a year fucking later, Mama Max doesn't have shit on Magnetar. I was wrong. I apologize. I apologized to him on Now Recording. I literally did that.
Yeah.
Toxic, you need to get us more sus interviews.
I thought he was weird. I thought he was kind of like poking his head in at first. And then I realized...
I still think he's weird.
Have you seen his Twitter?
Yeah, the whole fucking the burger butt thing was a little off.
Yeah.
But his whole thing, but he was fucked over. And so, like, at that point, you kind of gotta apologize to the guy. So what? He fucking types "ooh" to women every now and then. Like, oh, who cares? What do we got next?
Yeah, so does Maggot.
Matthew, he was hitting on another woman, Matthew.
Who cares?
That means he's a bad person inherently.
Oh, no!
He can't keep his dick in his pants, therefore he wants to commit fraud.
Oh, no! Okay, so, back to this here. All right, D-Max, Riv, and Maggot, for, not even Maggot didn't even get a lot of shit. It was D-Max and Riv. They got dismantled, shat on, and they weren't saying anything. They kind of like disappeared for a while. Maggot was a part of that trio. What does she do? On March 22nd, 2024, 2 weeks after this fucking fiasco, she goes on fucking Wall Smashers. Now, this podcast is it's just BPD central.
Atrocious.
Yeah, and like she is fucking schizo on this podcast, but we're not gonna listen to the whole thing. I got one timestamp. Now, if you want my main take on this, I called into Assistant Sailor's stream and I gave him my point of view, but I'll go into a little here. But this when I heard this, I was like, what the fuck is this? Go ahead, press play.
About this whole fucking drama, right? Matt literally admits in that recording to opping me in fucking DMs so he could keep a fucking relationship with Peepaw and Max. Come on now.
Oh my god.
Well, I want to ask you about that actually. Like, so I like.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Go ahead, Beaver.
Oh my god. No, I remember this. I remember the stream now. Oh my god.
She went full Ico, bro. She's accused me of gay opping.
He would like everybody on the podcast to have an amicable relationship, and so he was trying to be nice to my boyfriend, who we didn't know was her boyfriend at the time. He was just trying to be nice to a friend so that everybody could be copacetic with each other. Oh my god, he's trying to op me. He's trying to op me. He put out an olive branch. It's an op. It's an op. He's trying to fuck me over somehow. How is that an op? He's not trying to fuck you.
Nuts.
He's not trying to fuck you over, bro. There has to be a fuck over for it to be an op.
I don't know if it's in this part, but she even says like, and when he reached out to me, it was really close to the Magnetar stuff. It was a week before. It was like 2 weeks before, you retard. How am I a psychic? Do I know what's going on in your head? Do I know that you guys are going to go after Magnetar? How the fuck would I even know about that?
I feel like you'd be less stressed running this podcast if you weren't running all these fucking cabals at the same time. There's like fucking 3 of them. And it's always against people who are nobodies as well. Have you ever noticed that, Matt? You never run like cabals against like big people. Where's your Nicholas Diorio cabal? Where's your fucking Turkey Tom cabal? Invite me, motherfucker.
This is my thing about Maggot is like Maggot will take like on this episode she like admits like she had a bad take and stuff, but then she'll like try to like twist everything and be like, oh well, Matt Pitt didn't say this on Sharp the Point, and Matt Pitt was trying to gay up me. Like, dude, I feel like at this point, like you're like the girl that's like, oh well, he was really mean to me. And we got in an argument, and I think he was gonna hit me. So I'm gonna say he hit me. like that's like the mindset I'm seeing with Maggot edits.
But again, for it to be an op, there has to be a fuck over. At some point, there has to be some way that person has tried to fuck you over or manipulate you. By her logic, I am fucking gay opping half the people that are in my DMs. Because I don't like them. Right? And yet I talk to them. Because I'd like to keep things admissible.
Because the thing is,
what do you mean you talk to them? You never fucking DM me back. What the fuck is this? But secondly, I will say this, like Matt, when I came onto like the podcast and things and started working with you guys, you never said a bad word to me about D-Max or Maggot, like ever. There was none of that shit. Even when stuff started to kick off, you weren't saying bad shit to me about them.
Yeah.
So like this narrative is just bollocks.
It is. It 100% is.
I'll be a witness.
Bullshit. Fucking, I've never disliked D-Max. I thought he did great work for our podcast, but I think he had this bad tendency to get roped into these arguments and not do the research to back it up. And it happened again. And at some point, me and Beavers, the guys who were trying to give you advice that, you took kind of personally, we're not going to be there to give you that advice anymore. And you're going to have to deal with it yourself. Now, what I thought was going to happen was you get shit on by Nick, and then you'd be like, oh, well, fuck, man, I a bad take on my part. You know what? I'm just going to go back to doing my thing. But you doubled down, and then you started and then Maggot starts pointing fingers, and then Riveter doesn't know what's going on, and it's disorganized, it's chaotic, and it's ridiculous. And you just decided to leave everything. All right, well, goodbye, I guess. Let's keep listening to this.
All I want to say about in this section is that after we stopped babysitting him, look what happened.
Yeah.
Look what happened. And I got fucking sick of doing it too. Annoying.
I want to ask about the olive branch. Do you like did Matt approach you like to have like an olive
He
branch
did.
and like okay.
He did. He DM'd me one time. I could probably tell you exactly when actually. Let me look.
That's fine. I like you don't have to like give me like the exact fucking date like you're saying you did. So I'll take.
Well, no,
It's
because
okay, Badwick. Pause real quick.
That was
I'll
part
do it for you. Let's go to the next thing.
Sorry, Badwick.
Let's see this gay happen.
Here is my message on the February 23rd, 2024. Need I remind you that all this shit with Magnetar went down on like March 3rd, 2024. So this is like a whole 10 days before this. I said, I honestly don't know how to put this, but basically our friend groups intersect. And I feel like there's been some weird tension between us, mostly due to me being an asshole. A couple things you did in the past rubbed me the wrong way, and I think things went from playful to me being annoyed, and I just wanted to kind of clear things up and say I'd like to possibly talk things out or maybe mend the bridge, if you will. I don't know if you have issues with me, but I feel like things just got out of hand, and I'd rather be cool with all of you guys on Clear as Mud because I like all of you. So maybe I'm misinterpreting the tension, and if so, my bad, but things have just felt off, and I plan on talking to everyone. I wanted to reach out to you first, given that we had some issues. Now, if you go back to the little Google Doc thing, I can read that real quick. So, Matt admits to opping me in DM. See what I mean, Maggot? You take a word that you don't know the meaning of and run with it, Ico style. There was no op, you retard. Again, I will explain, and I'll explain the whole thing. Clear as Mud was taking shots at all of us. Petty shots, a little under the radar, nothing too crazy. But I could see it growing, and I felt like there was some tension. I find out through a Riveter clip on K-Hawk's stream, this is a correction, on K-Hawk's little stream, that Maggot and D-Max might be dating. It makes total sense, and I figured that that's where the tension might lie. I go to Jessica and I ask her, hey Jessica, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much does Clear as Mud hate me? She gave me a 7. And I was like, oh shit. She basically told me that they were not too fond of me at the moment. So I was like, okay, maybe we can work things out. I go to Maggot first, because she's the one I have issues with, and I want to squash the beef and let bygones be bygones. Because I don't want there to be tension between us and Clear as Mud. I then go to D-Max and Riv, basically made it clear that there's no issues with me, and I felt like there was tension. And I asked them if they wanted to talk if there was. All said everything was cool. And then I talked to Banana. That's how it went. All this was. And you know what? There's one thing I actually forgot, and it actually has to do with Toxic Piplo. Toxic had joined Chaos. Toxic joined Chaos Cast. Maggot was on Chaos Cast. Toxic's on Chaos Cast. And I felt I don't want to do this thing again where Maggot's on this podcast, Toxic's on this podcast, and I hate Maggot, and Maggot hates me, and Toxic's on this podcast with me, and so he feels like now he's in the middle. So I felt like, all things considered, let's fucking mend the bridge so everyone feels chill, everything is chill, everything's fine, and no issues, no harm, no foul. I just want to say, I extremely regret my decision, because not 10 days later, you proved me right. You proved me right. You suck at this, Maggot. You suck.
Well, another thing that I'd like to point out, I remember that time with the commentary 2 crowd, right? By the way, we survived like the cockroaches we are, and you guys fell. But that being said, I remember, the little subtle jabs that were being taken at the time. You know who wasn't taking jabs, really? Us. We weren't doing it to individuals.
I made a
why
couple
weren't we
tweets.
doing?
Yeah, made a couple
So
tweets.
why weren't we doing it?
Yeah,
why weren't we doing it relentlessly? Right?
We didn't want to start shit.
We don't want to start shit. We have intersecting groups of people. I wish we didn't, but we do. One of our ex-co-hosts are on the... No, but not even you. One of our ex-co-hosts are on their show. We want everything, right? Prior to the whole Magnetar shit, not a bad word came out of my mouth. Publicly. Anyway. But no, nothing publicly. We wanted things to be copacetic, right?
Yeah.
We want everybody to go off and do their own thing.
Yeah, it would be
interact
like
with each other.
Yeah, it would be like, you do your thing, you go over there and grow. We'll do our thing. We're over here. D-Max wanted to leave. That's perfectly fine, and we'll just move on. And I'll leave. And me and Maggot will be chill, I guess, or I'll try to be chill. And everything's fine. The weird thing about this thing with the Maggot thing is the one she DM'd her DM back to me. She mostly said, "I don't really have an issue with you. I just thought I just didn't like." One of the things is I just saw that you unfollowed me, and I thought that was weird or whatever.
What?
Yeah, like it's fucking. She bases everything on a follow or an unfollow. Everything.
If you don't follow me, clearly you don't like me, and I'm not gonna like you. Ugh.
Yeah,
I hate people like that.
Like, it's also, I mean, their mindset is just so odd to me, because I can not like someone, and I can be in the same room with them, right? And I can be completely normal and just have them there. They don't want that.
Yeah, I just no. Let's listen to more of that Wall Smashers thing real quick.
What added into
There it
it,
is,
right?
the
because
timing.
the timing of it was weird.
How is
you
the
know what I
timing
mean? Because
weird?
it was like,
how is the timing weird? It was happened before Magnetar, before all of this. How is Maggot? How is the timing weird? That makes no sense at all. The timing would be weird. I tell you what, the timing would be weird if D-Max tweeted out about Magnetar, and then I got in touch with everybody and made everything cool, and then all this shit happened. Yeah, the timing would be weird then. But it was on February 23rd. Like, how is that weird? That makes no sense.
I think that more so speaks to what they were doing on the back end.
I guess so.
Right? It was weird to them.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Keep playing, Core.
what added into it, right? Because the timing of it was weird. You know what I mean? Because it was like a probably. Did I close the DMs? I might have. It was like a week before everything. I think I did actually close the DMs with him. It was like a week before everything happened.
What was your response with that then? Like, were you like?
And he didn't just reach out to me. He also reached out to Peepaw and D-Max. Although in their case, because he reached out to me privately, but with them he reached out in like a group chat or whatever. I was totally fine with it. I also thought it was kind of unnecessary because like I always knew that Matt Pitt didn't like me, and the feeling was mutual, right? Like there was no real reason for this bridge mending to happen per se, because like he did his thing, I did my thing, I stayed in my lane, he stayed in his, we never interacted outside of like maybe a few exchanges on like a turd island or something. But other than that, me and Matt Pitt never had anything to do with each other, so it didn't matter whether he liked me or not, and it's never mattered to me whether somebody likes me or not. So like,
how
to intentionally reach out and do all of that,
it makes no
when
you make
it
no
really
sense. You
didn't
can't
matter.
explain yourself. You can't explain why it's weird. You can't explain why someone would want to like mend the bridge with everybody. That's like all these guys are taking shots at us, and we're like, "What the fuck's going on? Let me talk to everybody." Maybe it has to do with me and Maggot. There's some weird fucking tension there. Let's fucking like mend the bridge, and everything chills out. Or maybe it's me and Banana, so let's mend the bridge there, and everything chills out. Like that's all it was. It was just me reaching out, be like, "Yo, everything good, guys." And fucking, you guys couldn't tell me. You guys couldn't tell me you had issues. Meanwhile, your group chat leaks. You guys got some issues. I'm just gonna say that.
And then the other thing was, right, I remember this time, I knew that you were reaching out to people.
Yeah.
Right? I knew that you were trying to mend bridges. My mentality at the point, and I know this is going to sound like I'm a dick, I didn't fucking care.
Yeah.
I couldn't have given two shits. Matthew reached out to you guys in pure good faith, because the reality of it was, sorry, YouTube brain, like putting on my YouTube hat, right? You were of no threat to us at that point. You were, it wasn't like we had to, make good with these people, right? Matthew, go out there and do this. We had absolutely no need to do it whatsoever. No. You were nothing. Bugs beneath my feet.
Okay. Jesus.
I told you I'm putting on my YouTube hat.
All over you.
I'm putting on my YouTube hat. I am above all of you.
I think we listened to enough there. And we got through a couple things. So, boom. That's good. That's good. All right. So now we've caught up. Does anyone have anything to say about all this before we get into what's happening now?
Yeah, when you guys burn me, I promise not to be this retarded, because this is fucking painful. I don't understand how people do this while wanting to be content creators, because D-Max still clearly does, Maggot still wants to clearly do things. Just why? What's the end game here of any of these fucking people? Like, I've never seen someone speed run like just destroying their own reputations, and then come back with no one caring. Because we heard this in the leaked call, with like Tommy and Peepa. It's like no one cares. You can move on, and then continuing to burn things for no fucking reason. I don't fucking get it. Sorry, Beavers, I cut you off. What did you say, buddy?
No, I was gonna say when we do inevitably burn you, you can. I think the way to go about it is to just say that we were emotionally abusive in voice chats. Because then it would be our word versus yours.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I get burned, I hope it's Beavers running the cabal. He's more competent. I trust Beavers more to destroy my life.
Okay.
All right.
Well, everyone you've had a cabal against is still here, Matt. I'm just saying.
That is true.
Beavers
That is
enemies.
Yeah, we are my enemies, Matthew.
My cabals are like sleepovers, you know. We hang out, we talk, we talk shade, and then we move on. Those are my cabals. And then we have kebabs.
And send it to Mama Max when you burn me.
But again, leading into what we're about to cover now, right? Just want a synopsis. So a bunch of shit has happened, right? The Magnetar thing, the Slug thing, the fucking Asmo thing, what was the other one? I can't remember thing.
Local live editor, yeah.
Local live editor. All of this shit has happened, right? We cannot take L's. They cannot take an L. Like Beckett said, instead of moving on, right? And just being like, all right, peace, whatever, I'm done with this. It keeps going, and we're going to see it keep going now.
All right, Toxic, you got anything?
The only thing I gotta say is stop being so stubborn. You gotta know when to take the L and apologize, and not just like, keep talking about it and wonder why other people are still going on about you.
Yeah. And this is coming from someone who you and Maggot are still kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. She calls our podcast trash, but she's cool with 1, 2. Is she cool with you, Core? I don't know. 1, 2, 3 out of the
no.
3 out of
I'm
the 6
blocked.
people. So
I'm
All
hated because you know why I'm hated? Because the fucking okay. So Maggot hates me because she was chatting shit about me on her private Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And I found out because no private Twitter is actually a private Twitter. And then I essentially said, "Fuck you, Maggot."
Yeah.
Right? That was it. She shit talked me. I responded, and now she hates me.
Well, now back to the lolcal live here. Obviously, you guys know that there's been a lot of editor drama. I think they're on the 1, 2, 3, 4, their 5th editor now. But lolcal live tweeted out, new editor failed a social media background check, so we need an editor still. And Peepaw quote tweets and says, there is a constant in this equation, but I just can't put my finger on it. Can someone help me out? And Keemstar replies.
Which, by the way, right, as a pause quickly, by the way, I know what their defense is going to be. I just made a tweet, right? True.
Yeah.
If I had made that tweet, it would have been very funny. Everybody would have laughed and liked it. But you're connected to the situation, aren't you? Aren't you? Actions, consequences.
Oh, something we missed? Fucking Peepaw Riveter popping in the voice chat being like, hey, Tommy, how's it going? Tommy like, what the fuck are you doing in here?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You just act like nothing happened, and then they got into this little thing.
Oh, and you know what the worst thing about that was? It was in the fucking it was in the paid Discord server. Stuff from the point, right?
Yeah.
Shout out. And fucking Matt's in there, and he announces what's going on, and everybody's like, hey Matt, can you pull me in? Hey Matt, can you pull me in? Right? And Matt starts pulling people in, right? And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I'm not a paid member anymore. I'd also like to go in, but Matt had just told somebody, he's like, no, I really can't do it, right? I'm gonna get it shit, like I'm just pulling in all these free people. So I go out of my way to go and become a member, and then by the time I've gotten all of that done, right, the fucking argument's over.
Well, no worries, Beavers, because you can actually go listen to the whole argument on the WC from Point channel. Because somebody
got it for
recorded
free. Yeah, somebody.
Hey, Beavers. Matt pulled me in.
What?
Fuck you.
I could have gotten pulled in.
I pulled
Hey, Beavers.
Beckett, Badwick, and Jessica.
Beavers,
Yes.
I'm a Discord mod.
Okay, buddy, put that on your CV.
All right, this is what Keemstar's reply to that tweet was.
Oh, there's a constant problem on the show, but you can't quite put your finger on it. So you want to talk some shit, Triple Chin. Well, let's talk some shit then. Because the first editor on Lolcow Live was your buddy D-Max. And after D-Max worked for like a week or a week and a half, whatever it was, he requested more money. $2,000 a month to be the editor for Lolcow Live wasn't enough money for him. His reasonings? He said that it took him 19 hours to edit a single fucking episode. Peapod, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go out on your YouTube channel, on your Twitter, somewhere public, and I want you to defend D-Max and say, you know what? It wasn't D-Max's fault that he sucked at fucking editing. It was Lolcow Live's fault. Of course it would take 19 hours to edit an hour episode of the podcast. I want you to get behind that. Actually fucking say it. Just so everybody can look at the fucking retard you are.
My actions, consequences.
Okay, this one, Core, I want like 1.5, maybe even 2 times speed. I just saw that's 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
All right, quick side note, right? Do you guys think, because Keemstar was wearing his do-rag, right, in the
Oh
in the
god.
fucking thing, right? No, do you think he walks around bald in his house? Because we all know he's bald.
No.
Right?
No.
You think he's that insecure? He wears the thing even in his house?
Yes.
Because I know he dyes his beard, right? He's admitted to that. So,
no, this dude keeps something on his head.
You know, like when people are like, "Oh, the shirt stays on," right? Or the lights stay off, kind of deal. He's like, the do-rag stays on my head at all times.
All right, let's see what Peepaw Riveter has to say.
Hey, King, you big, bald, beautiful bastard, you. Double, triple chin? Yeah, okay, fine, whatever, yeah. So, as far as the money thing, value, whatever, that's really not, I don't care. That was really between you and D-Max. You know, it kind of boils down to what a man thinks his time is worth. You know, you guys didn't agree that his time was worth that, so whatever. I mean, that's really y'all's thing. I don't give a shit. But you said in your little video, you said that you wanted me with my whole chest defend why it would take 19 hours to possibly edit one video. Well, let's take a quick look back here. Let's see. This was tweeted out back on November 10th, which was, I'm pretty sure D-Max was editing then. Yeah, matter of fact, I know he was. This is from the Lolcow Live, Twitter account. It says, Tommy's video was 2 gigabytes, Boogie's was 3.5, Wings was 26.5, and it's just audio. This show is cursed. This is a little issue compared. Okay, so that might be some reasons why it may have taken 20, 19, 20, whatever hours. Then there's also this tweet that you put out on why there was issues and why he, quote, hated you guys, which I don't think he really did, but,
In this conversation, Boogie is talking about the Harry Potter game, and he has said fuck at this point 27 times. Listen.
I got to stand on the stage.
28.
I got a fucking award.
29.
Okay, so if that's how low the bar is for the Game Awards, you're not letting these 100 develop.
30.
Fuck you.
31.
Ooh, fuck you.
No wonder the fucking editor hates us.
So I don't know. I mean, there's a couple of examples of why it possibly could have taken the 19 hours to edit, but I don't know. I'm not an editor, but it seems logical to me.
My friend D-Max.
And I know how meticulous my friend D-Max is about editing. He's almost a perfectionist, and I know he wanted to put out a really good quality product. I'm sad it didn't work out between you guys, but hey, all I know is you went through what, 4 or 5 editors now. I'm not saying the issue is
my question
maybe you're right.
to Rib would
I gotta know, boys. I gotta know.
Yeah, that is what it is. Like, I got this one, boys. Back off. Yeah, we got this. Let's go. It's one of those things. I thought Rib was just gonna back off now and just do his own thing, but he couldn't keep away from the Keem.
He saw that easy. He saw that easy dub.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get my dub on Keem.
Yeah, and here comes
Nick.
Nick.
Do we have a reply?
Yeah, we do, but I want to. Here comes Nick. Didn't you call into Tommy's Discord server, admit your family doesn't respect you, and then quit the internet again? And River's like, yeah, I called in, not to the family question, and no, because I'm still here. My mistake. You said your son called you a bitch. And we can listen to this real quick.
Scene where everything was kind of, the cards were falling as they were, and I just decided I just didn't want it anymore. And I walked away.
What would you have thought about somebody else that did that, the situation that you weren't involved? You would have thought they were a fucking bitch.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's essentially what I got called, by one of my sons, and I didn't like hearing it, and and so that's why I came back and started doing stuff again.
Did they suggest talking to me?
Who, my sons? No. Nobody's advised me to talk to really anybody.
Yeah. And then Riveter says, yes, for listening to some people and stop doing something I enjoy. Good advice is good advice, no matter who it comes from. And then we got the next reply. All right, here's Keem replying to Riv.
Oh, Peepaw, you're wrong. You're wrong. There was issues with the fucking audio and Wings files. Oh yeah, everyone knows that, right? But when we let go of D-Max, it was when he had an issue-free audio, issue-free video, and he told me that it took him 19 hours to do it and he needed more money. And I purposely went out of my way to get a witness to make sure I wasn't going crazy. Nicholas Duro was on the phone hearing this conversation, and I fucking remember this like it was yesterday. Nick goes, wait, this is the episode that had no issues, right? Not the first one. This is the one that had no audio issues and no video issues. And D-Max goes, yeah, and it still takes 19 hours to edit 1 hour podcast. That's what he said, bro. So look, you're fucking wrong. You're wrong. You're fucking wrong. You're wrong. Deal with it. You're fucking wrong.
I agree with what Bublex said. Keem's taking the W here, but he really somehow makes it sound like he's coping. You're wrong.
All right. Well, I think Riv replied to this, right? Oh, no. Okay, we got a fucking... Did Riv reply? Go down? Oh, yo. Yeah, there we go.
Keem, like I said, I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I'm not an editor. I don't know how long it would take to edit. I don't know. And I don't know why you're getting so bent out of shape about all this. But for whatever reason, you're upset. So I'm wrong. Okay, I'm not an editor. I don't know how long it takes to edit things like that. I know how long it takes me to edit things, but I'm not an editor, so it takes, I'm sure, quite a bit longer. But again, you asked me to show plausible reasons of why, and I felt like I showed that, but you're just, whatever. Listen, dude, have a good day, okay?
What the fuck is going on? This is a fucking old man. Why are you doing this on Twitter to fucking Keemstar of all people? You couldn't
but he doesn't even acknowledge that he is wrong. He says he's wrong, and then at the end of the video he says, well, you asked for reasons and I provided reasons, right? Keemstar literally told you that your reasons are wrong. Your reasons are wrong. You are trying to build something up. You are trying to misdirect. And it got pointed out. And you know what this goes back to? Sorry, Beck. You know what this goes back to? Exactly what happened with the Magnetar thing. They don't do their fucking research. They run their mouths.
I mean, a lot of kids are scared that their parents are going to write them out of their will. But the way this sounds is like his own kids are like, Dad, please don't leave me anything. Please, just I don't want to be associated with you at all. I can't believe he called into he joined the thing and was like, yeah, my own son called me a bitch. You couldn't waterboard that information out of me. Why would you say that? It's just fucking sad. It's just sad.
All right, Beckett. I think you're about to put on your work shoes. What's next here, Core? All right, Beckett.
Can you talk exactly like him?
Yeah, give it a go.
Yeah, like theater school kid vibes.
Oh God!
Hi, every pony.
Oh boy!
Keemstar is lying. The reason I refused Keem begging me for me to take 2K a month was because I wanted 2.5K a month to be the editor, social media manager, and live producer. And yes, you read that right. Keemstar literally begged for me to take 2K a month at the end of my attempt at an amicable negotiation. Keem initially pitched $500 a month for a trial period, his words, to see if I'd work out as the editor. After episode 1 and the amazing reception to the hard work we put into that episode, Keem told me I was social media manager and had to post a short to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube every day. I explained my reluctance, but for my troubles, I was raised by $100 to $600 a month. I was under the impression that Keem was still in a trial period. Granted, Keem said my pay would double from $600 to $120 sometime in the coming year. 1200, sorry. Fuck me. Why? I feel like he needs to learn. Do you know what? Do you remember when Twitter used to have this like limit? I miss. Yeah. I miss Twitter.
Yeah, now you can buy your way out of it.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit. After I completed episode 2 and posted many shorts, I decided that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. I knew I had to be a team player. LOLcow was a new channel, but I just couldn't live on what I was making for the work I was putting in. Keem knew that too, because in our first convo, he literally asked how much I needed to live. So after episode 2, I asked Keem to reevaluate, because even doubled pay of 1,200 wouldn't cut it. And it was becoming very clear that Keem was going to milk me for every ounce of talent and ability I had, even trying to get me to be in content. He wanted me to video myself yelling at Wings for messing up his video/audio. I've never been told to yell at a boss before, and I just wasn't going to. Sorry, Van Luke. That was the call I got while I was on Clear as Mud, and I literally used my frustration with that call on you, not actually sorry. What the fuck are you doing?
You remember the Van Luke thing, guys? Oh,
I remember.
Beavers, are you there?
Good time. Great clip.
I kind of remember it.
You remember him like
when he fucking went off on her on Clear as Mud?
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't want people to think I'm a Spurg. I don't want people to think I'm a Spurg, guys." It was like, this is the most entertaining thing I've ever seen out of D-Max.
I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna send that to Core because it's like the most popular one, I think, on Clear as Mud. Yeah, it is. All right. I don't know if this is the right timestamp, but we'll look for it.
While you do that, I just want to mention that there's an inconsistency in D-Max's logic here, because part of the reason that he didn't speak to Tommy, you know, when all of this was going down, and he didn't speak to any of the, you know, the co-hosts on LOLcow, was because he said that they weren't his boss. That Keemstar was his boss.
Right.
And there he says that he was unwilling to scream at Wings because he's never been asked to scream at his boss.
Yeah, because the whole point, what D-Max did was he went above like Tommy and Wings and Boogie and went to Keem about the price negotiation. And then Tommy was like, "Why didn't you, like, you come to me, we talk about it, we bring Nick in, then we bring it to Keem." And it's and he just kind of jumped over that, and then Keem starts thinking, "Oh, he's trying to fuck me over." And then Keem goes into the group chat, and it's like, "This is our editor wants more money. Who's gonna pay him? Are you guys gonna pay him?" And then D-Max goes quiet, and so you got Wings, Boogie, Tommy, Mudahar, Turkey Tom, and a few others being like, what the fuck? What's going on? And then Tommy's like, "Get rid of him. I ain't fucking paying him anymore. No. He's not going to fucking, like, we haven't gotten paid yet. Like, why is he going to ask for more money right now?" So, and D-Max doesn't fight. He doesn't hear to say, he's like, no. Look, Keem's trying to fucking twist my words here. That's not what I said. He doesn't do anything like that. He just lets it happen. He goes dark. He asks Clear as Mud for advice because Jessica has told me that D-Max went to them for advice and talked to them. Never comes to us. I'm the guy who got him the fucking job. I went to Nicholas Diorio. I said, "Hey, how about D-Max? He's a pretty good editor. He could do great for LOLcow Live." Boom, boom, boom. He just doesn't come to us. We've given him amazing advice, like, all the time, and he just he didn't trust us.
But Matthew, they didn't want him because you recommended him, and you have a relationship with Nicholas Diorio and with all the people on the podcast. That's not why they did it. It's because he's so talented. and they saw his talent and abilities, Matthew. That's how that happened.
Right.
It wasn't because of you.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't see anything in D-Max's editing that's that special. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills every time I have this, like, hear this fucking conversation. Like, there are some really fucking talented editors out there doing YouTube stuff. Like, some incredible ones. And like, again, I'm not a fucking amazing editor or anything, but, like, I watch the things that D-Max has edited, and I'm like, yeah, it's a YouTube edit. Like, I don't have any stronger reaction than that.
Well,
Am I missing something?
No, you got to remember, we're in the fucking cesspool of the internet. Nobody here has talent.
Yeah, no, we're we're a very low-fi podcast. We started this podcast by just recording with a fucking Discord bot. Toxic takes all the dead air out, and boom, we got an episode. So, although Toxic, Core, and Mitch have gotten really good, at the time when fucking D-Max popped in, I'm very easy to impress. Like, I was impressed with Toxic, I was impressed with Core, I was impressed with Mitch. So when if I see like dead air getting taken out and a couple cuts here and there, and fucking like a screenshot pops up, I'm impressed. I mean, I'm
Beckett, like, you have to remember, when Matt says our podcast is like lo-fi, right? Like, stuff that's fuck. The original plan was for me to make our thumbnails in MS Paint.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we hired a pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was so
Alleged.
talented.
He was.
I think personally that he gets the Michael Jackson pass.
Every
More
fucking
like
episode
MEG.
there is this shit.
She was only 16.
But no, what?
I don't know what you're talking about. Craig Beckett's wife clearly said she was a fucking homewrecker.
What's his name? No, but in terms of like people with editing ability, there aren't really a lot of people down here that have that, right? That can do it well or decently.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only other editor that I know that is good is Slug.
He's gonna
That's
fucking
literally
say
it.
Look, I think D-Max does a great job. If you want to see him with some good editing, check out the Ghosty episode. That was like one of the first episodes he did for us, where it was like really in depth. I was always very pleased with that. There's a lot of episodes he's done that I really liked, but I do want to say Core has done a great job. Thank you. With his quality. Toxic is very efficient with quick. He's like done in a day. And Mitch is really quick and actually really fucking good too. And actually, I'd argue that Mitch is a better editor than D-Max.
Yes, when he puts the effort in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Mitch's edits.
Yeah,
like
it's
his
not.
videos that he does on his channel.
It's not like me trying to throw shade. It's just me confused as to the way people talk about D-Max's talent, because I haven't. Like, I don't see the exceptionalness of it, if that makes sense.
Well, because the reality of it is, aside from including a video clip in here and there, right, in like Premiere or whatever, the core of the podcast, I could fucking edit this thing with Audacity if I wanted to. I could literally just load it in and edit it that way if I really wanted to. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's rocket science. I just prefer not to do it. And also, it would probably be a shit product if I did it. Because I wouldn't care.
Lazy.
So I'm trying to look for the timestamp for this D-Max thing. I
should have timestamped it.
I don't. There, that's good. That's good. That's back.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not 2913. Close
enough. You get.
Friends, and it's.
Do you want my take? Do you want my real take on Van Luck? Do you really want it? Do you really want it?
Yes.
Van Luck, shut the fuck up! Everybody talks shit! Shut the fuck up! Nobody cares! If you want to sue Xylee, but shut the fuck up! If you didn't expect Xylee gets real to talk shit behind your back, that's your problem! And the fact that Keemstar didn't go on your fucking show, cry me a goddamn river! You didn't know who fucking Salvo Pancakes was before you fucking platformed him? Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself! You don't make content! You're a goddamn stupid-ass T-channel! Go fuck yourself!
All right, so there you go.
That's insane. I don't even.
Riv looks.
I like how Riv was crossing his arms. Gigi was just sitting there existing, and Jessica's like, "Oh damn, something's about to go down."
The thing is, like, I don't even think D-Max was even emotionally invested in that drama at all. You know what I mean?
Well, now
like,
we know why. He was taking his frustrations with the local podcast out.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
poor Luke.
Yeah, that's what happened. All right, let's go back to the tweet.
Okay.
All right, I think
Okay.
after I
Yeah, I got it. I did some soul searching and realized a way we might all be happy. I politely but firmly asked for $2,500, citing the workload, the hours I was logging, and trying to look ahead into what lolcow would become with live streams. 2.5k would buy me full time, 30k a year. I'd edit every episode to every platform, shorts, social media posts in general, wrangling the crew for missing files, and be the live producer for the lolcow Live. Host the Discord, all of it. And to prove how reasonable that all this is, that was Connor's income coming in. During my negotiations, Keem resorted to pleading and then threatening me when that didn't work. He even called Nicholas Diorio to mitigate because Nick had to delete a post. Sorry, fucking scroll down. Because Nick had to delete a post of Keem trying to light me up publicly on Twitter about it while I was on the phone with him. Nick left cool when he realized Keem was being stupid and I was being reasonable. Nick said he offered to be the editor for 2k, and then Nick said I was a better editor than him. So, after Keem acted like...
Hold on, just pause quick. All right? I don't believe that Nick said that. I really don't believe that Nick said that because.
But even if he did, what purpose does that have for the tweet?
No, it's just to say that he's such a good editor, right? That he was great at
This is the points I'm trying to make all the way through. Like, I can believe Nick saying that to try and placate Keem, being like, no, Keem.
Maybe
D-Max is a really good editor. He's so worth it. Well, Nick has just sat there like chewing his own fingers off in frustration, talking to Keemstar. I completely believe that happened. But D-Max's framing is like, oh, even Nicholas Diorio, who's shitting on me now, knew how good an editor was. He knows how amazing I am. That's his framing. After Keem...
Maybe if he... Sorry,
Chelsea. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, maybe Nick said it if he said it. Wasn't there a point where Keem wanted Nick to edit for a little bit? But he didn't want to do it, so maybe he was just like pushing it on to like, no, D-Max is better than me, Keem. You don't want me to do it, you know?
Yeah, that could be it, or it could just be Nick being nice.
Like my point being that if you are delusional enough, right, to believe that Nicholas Diorio said that and he meant it, I don't know what to tell you. Nick is a dick, bro. He's not going to tell you that you're a better editor than him when he is a better editor than you. Full stop. That is a fact. Nicholas has been editing fucking YouTube videos since time immemorial.
Yeah, Nick's editing's always really solid.
Right,
after Keem acted like that, there was no longer any amount of money for me to continue working with them. I edited episode 3 after quitting to give, but fuck my kindness, I suppose. In regards to this strange talking point about how long each episode took for me to edit, I did spend a great amount of time on everything I did for lolcow, even episode 3, and I always got everything out on time. I don't know how this isn't own to say I was dedicated to the project I was making. Keem is mad at me perpetually now because he didn't get his way and couldn't walk all over me. I wear it like a badge of honor that DJ Killer Keemstar actually said to me, "You're the most difficult person I've ever had to work with. Lol, extra doubt, but I'll take it." Scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed silent. Oh my god, no you fucking didn't. Because I try to be as professional as possible when it comes to work. And I hate talking smack about previous clients, regardless of circumstance. All productions are stressful, but I'm sick of being cast as a money grubber when I was being completely realistic. Keem, you're a jerk. Enjoy the content.
Thanks. Appreciate it. All right, he also tweeted out, I love sharing this type of... I don't love sharing this type of thing, but here's my timesheet if anyone is curious. Apologies if it's a bit hard to follow, I keep time for me. If I was actually going to share it, it'd be formatted. All right, let's see. All right, so what we got?
Do I say it? Do I say something right now? We can obviously
go
cut
ahead.
this if it doesn't make it. It's fine. But you know, D-Max, the reason that they believe that you're a money grubber is because you asked for over 3K.
Now,
Right?
here's the deal.
That's
He
what-
claims
that's what you did.
claims he did not. He claims he did not do that. Do you remember the conversation we had?
I was in that voice call, and I remember you saying that. And I remember the reason that you said that you asked for I think it was 3,200, 3,300, right? Or actually, it could have been 3,500. Anyway, in that range. I remember the reason that you said that you asked for that amount of money, right? Because we had heard through the pipeline that you had asked for that amount of money, was because you were done with the negotiations. You wanted out. You decided that you could no longer work with Keemstar and no longer work under the conditions that the LOLcow podcast was, and it was not worth your time for any amount of money.
And so
And
he
then
skyrocketed.
He overbid. He skyrocketed it so that they would reject it. That is what you said.
Does anyone else
can't
remember
prove
that? I draw a blank with that conversation for some reason. The details. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I was just annoyed or stressed.
I don't know.
Or what.
I don't know why I remember 2,800, but that's just me.
Toxic. You remember? You remember anything?
I was in the hospital that day.
Wait, you weren't in the VC?
I joined for a second, but I was in like excruciating pain, so I couldn't like pay attention.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the day, there are multiple people that have said that he asked for that amount of money, right? And I put it to the audience: you can either decide that we are in a big cabal, right, and we have decided to push out that narrative, or you can accept it for what it is. It is the truth.
I mean, we can be as transparent as possible. Like you think you heard that price. I don't remember. Toxic was barely intelligible, and Core remembers 2,800. So at the very least, the number is the price is debatable. But you seem confident in your assessment, so continue.
Well, no, all I'm saying is that there are other people out there that are not directly connected to me, right? Who I do not speak to on a regular basis that also remember this number from around that time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you. I'm autistic like that. I do remember things.
Yeah,
and
look,
I do remember that you asked for that amount of money.
If I knew that conversation would have been important for today, I would have took notes during it. But it was just a conversation with our co-host after he kept us in the dark for like 8 to 10 hours. At that point, I actually thought he was going to quit the podcast. Then you remember that conversation, Beavers?
Yes,
I remember telling you. Yeah.
But okay, so and another thing, right, that I'll get out now, since we're talking about that conversation and what was said, right? I remember telling him that, fuck him, right? I'm not an editor. The way that D-Max said it, he said he had to do all of these things, and I agreed that for the amount of money, that's $600 a month, right, that it was not worth it. And that, fuck it at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like when he started saying, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Me personally, I would have also told them to fuck off for 600. But I believe I also said to him that the only criticism that I could give to him at that time was that he agreed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You agree to do it. So you do the work that you've agreed to do.
Yep.
You can't then change the price afterwards. You are not so talented. You are not so a resource that is in such high demand that you can do that.
I agree.
And then I don't believe I said it to him. I know that I said it to the other co-hosts. I genuinely believe, right? Because let's be real, like you said, D-Max can edit, right? I think Matt might remember this. I said to you that I think the problem, and I said this way before anybody else, the problem was his workflow. He did not have a good workflow. And the other thing is, to have a bad workflow is to be expected. When you start doing something, right? Something new, and you haven't been doing it like all the time for other podcasts or even for other clients or whatever, there are going to be hiccups the first few times you do it. But eventually you get a system down and things go very quickly. Now, I don't know how you turn 19 hours into maybe 4 hours. I don't know how the fuck you do that. But, I think the workflow was a problem.
I think that $19 is fluffed. I think it includes like rendering and things he does in between, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he says it in the fucking thing. He says, took this many hours to render.
Okay.
Like rendering, you can go have a wank while it renders. You don't have to be there. That's not included in your time. That's not included in your time.
Let's go to the Peapod Riveter YouTube. Go ahead, Beckett.
Oh, I was going to say, like, okay, so if it's like, I can understand him including rendering time within like a time his computer is doing things, right?
Mhm.
I don't understand how it's taking him that long to render like each of these episodes. Like, they're not that fucking long, so I don't really get that. But also, like, yeah, even if the timesheet is going like 19 hours for an episode, the comments about workflow, I completely agree with you. And lots of fucking we do editing, right, for like little bits and bobs. Should not take you fucking 19 hours to edit a fucking podcast. It just shouldn't take that long, even with rendering. Like, I'm just trying to.
I'll ask you this, guys. We've been going for 2 hours. Do we want to skip to this, or do we want to go through the timesheet and the Nicholas Diorio tweet?
I think the Nicholas Diorio tweets are actually pretty interesting because he's taking shots at Nick, but I don't think he needs timesheet.
I'm good. I'm good for time. Like, if you guys are, I'm asking you guys.
I'm good.
All right, I'm gonna pee real quick, and you guys can like start reading the tweets or something, or go through the timesheet, whatever you want to do.
Oh, we can just wait till Matthew gets back.
Yeah, a 5-minute break. I need another.
We can have a 5-minute break.
Now, word from our sponsor, Toxic Piplup.
Hi guys. Everybody's gone. Hipster W? DMX W? Maggot W? I hate now recording. It's an awful podcast. These guys all suck. I don't know.
All right, so the timesheet. All right, episode 1, November 11th, 6:30 p.m. November 12th, 2 a.m. Approximately 2 hours downtime. 6 hours. November 12th, 2 p.m. to November 13th, 2 a.m. Approximately 4-hour downtime. 8 hours. November 13th, found out I was a social media manager, spent about 7 hours doing various things like signing in everywhere, posting clips, making more shorts. 7 hours. Episode 2, November 14th, 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Episode 2, editing. Episode 2, short trailer, post on all socials, 3.5 hours. Back from lunch, 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Worked on episode 2, 40 minutes in roughly, posted another short, 9 p.m. to November 15th, 4 a.m. Finished episode 2, set to render, worked on thumbnail, received Nick's intro to episode at 12:36 a.m. 4.5 plus 7 equals 11.5 hours.
Wait. Where does the 7 come from? What's that? The original 7?
I think so, because he's at 7.
No, he'd be at more hours if he did the. That's so weird. He did his
I
time
think
sheet.
you guys are missing the fact that he took an hour and a half lunch. It's a long lunch.
It is a long lunch.
I think you're missing the fact, right? Why doesn't he do this in a fucking Excel spreadsheet like a normal human being?
I could have sworn in our conversation with him, he said he had everything like in an Excel spreadsheet. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm gonna do when I work as a consultant for a client? I'm gonna send them my notes app.
So, I'm looking at this, right? So 21 hours of the first episode, which I don't know about the 21 hours, but Wings' video and audio loading into whatever he uses, I'm guessing Premiere, probably just took forever. And so I'm going to chalk it up to that. You know what I mean? And then rendering it was going to take too long. But episode 2, what is it? 3.5 hours, and then 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours, plus a 7.
Also, I'm not an editor, right? So I'm sure the comments will correct me at this point. I don't believe that rendering time is included in your work time. I do not.
If it does, that's pretty based, honestly. Because that means you get to like
honestly,
get
that's
paid
just slow computer.
Yeah, get paid to play video games and shit. Like,
I
or
mean,
something.
and a reasonable, like, you'd look and you'd be like a reasonable amount of time, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
like, oh, the industry standard for rendering X is Y, right? So I'm going to charge you for that time. But if my thing takes fucking longer than that, if I try to render something on my shit computer, it's going to take like 48 hours, right? Do I then go to my employer and I say, hey, took 48 hours to render that video, buddy. Pay up. 2 days pay.
But isn't the position with low-cal salaried? Isn't this all of this a moot
It
point?
is a salary,
Yes.
yeah.
It's a salary.
It's fucking like,
But
why do you have a
to be
timesheet for
fair-
this? Is you're not actually invoicing for work. That's not what his
So-
contract was. I don't understand why this even exists.
So, and I'm also looking at this, right? And I'm looking at the episode 2, right? The video is 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay. So it took him 4 hours roughly to do the first 40 minutes. But it took him another 7 hours to do the last 40 minutes. I don't know. That sounds
Bro,
kind of weird.
literally, I don't get it. Right, the longest I've probably ever spent on a now recording episode or anything I've ever edited is probably max like 5 hours. Like I get it's a lot
Yeah,
simpler.
I would agree.
But
I would
you
agree with that.
spend, you throw once they got the files and stuff figured out, right? It's just like you put the cameras and like it's and sync everything up. That take like what 20 minutes maybe max. Like I don't even know how it would take that long. I don't know. I want to get an episode files and I want to try and edit it and just see how long it takes, just as an experiment.
I'll be honest with
That's
you.
my-
The most effort I've ever put into editing and now recording podcasts, and it's like I feel like the Lyle Convoy one. There was a lot of like additional things I put in there. I got some footage. I filmed myself building a Gundam, all that shit. Do you know what the most work was? It was the fucking last one we did with Diesel, where I had to fix the audio. The worst bit was it was my fucking audio. Everyone else's was fine. Mine was fucked all the way through. That's why it took me so long. But also, like, I work a full job and run another channel. Like, I don't see how D-Max can make the argument that this is his sole thing, that it's like so much effort. I think $2,000's pretty reasonable. I think $2,000's really good, actually, considering the output.
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why it's absurd, right? Considering the output. Okay. I was watching Bobby's stream where he was going over all of this. Bobax literally some months makes less than this on his Twitterverse channel. He said that on his stream. He literally said that on his stream. And I guarantee you the guy that's running his own channel is working harder than you are.
Yeah. All right, so do I...
That's just screenshot.
Yeah. November 15th night.
Good. Sorry.
November 15th, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Tried working on thumbnail, failed miserably, told Keem to find someone else, told me to go to bed. 3 hours. 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Made a short and promote episode 2, 1.5 hours. 40.5 hours total so far. November 16th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Editing shorts, posted one everywhere, 3 hours. Got back from lunch at 1 p.m. to 5, and then 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Organized shorts, 4.5 hours. 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Loading in episode 3 footage, 1.5 hours. 49.5 hours total so far. Overnight render failed. Had to restart in AM. Episode 3, November 7th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Has to render proxies. Was having issue loading in the files. Remixed Tommy's stuff, and it worked fine. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Worked on an episode, then stopped for dinner break. 3 hours. 11:30 p.m. to November 18th, 7:30 a.m. Roughly 45 minutes in, 25 more minutes to go. 8 hours. Woke up from nap. 12 p.m. to 2:30. Oh, Jesus. 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Break for lunch. 10 minutes left of video. 2.5 hours.
Okay. So wait, he worked overnight the one night? God damn.
No, he didn't. He just fucking rendered overnight, and it failed. And then like Keemstar had to tell him to go to bed like he's his fucking dad. What is this?
Was a love
Well, that used to be the joke that he was Keemstar's illegitimate son. That he, that he would
D-Max
promote.
and D-Max and
Oh,
Keem
yeah.
actually go way back. Like back in like 2016, like Keem like chose D-Max as like his guy for a little while because he made a video, pro Keemstar video. And then I think they had a falling out then, if I recall or correctly.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they had like I think Keem got pissed off at D-Max then. And then like everything died down, and then he came back in 2023 and he got more friendly with Keem and he became the editor, and then it happened again. All right, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. finish watching through, and then we'll render 10 more minutes just to check. 2 hours. Total time for episode 3, 12.5 hours. Rendering 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Uploaded 8:07 p.m. Final message to the group chat. Good afternoon, everyone. I just uploaded episode 3 of Locale Live. It's a fantastic episode. Props all around. I think the cows have really hit their stride. I can't wait for everyone to see it. Unfortunately, we were not able to reach an agreement in our negotiations, so I will be ending the trial period here. Through our time together was brief. It was an amazing opportunity to meet and work with you all. I hope the project continues to have massive successes into the future. Thank you, every pony. I wish you put every
Okay,
pony.
why are you doing? Oh, okay. Oh, you can't do that. I have one eye. You can't troll me.
So
I worked it out, even on the low end, right? Which was the episode 3, which was what would you say, 12.5 hours total for that episode?
Yeah, I think so.
He's spending for every. I'm assuming that the podcast is 2 hours. I'm probably being generous, right?
Yep.
He is spending over, we can say, 6.25 minutes on every minute. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. So Nicholas Diorio tweeted out, "Why would you drag me into this discussion and lie? You demanded over $3 grand on the phone, overplayed your hand, and then walked, dumbass, LMAO. I did negotiate a better deal for you, yes. You refused to budge on the phone. Then, when you showed us your timesheet, you said it took you like 12 to 19 hours to edit a fucking podcast. After hearing that, I personally gave the recommendation for Keem to fire you. You clearly didn't possess the necessary skill set to continue. People should be paid their time, yes, but you can't perform and get your job done in a reasonable amount of time." I think he calls him Delusional Max. I think Delusional D-Max is a better nickname. Delusional Max was dumb enough to post his timesheet so everyone can just see how fucking slow he was. This kid signed a bad deal, sucked at his job, and hosed Keem down for money after. Neither side of this came out looking good. That's true. Yep. Neither side came out looking good. This is why when D-Max was... if we're giving out information, D-Max, when Keem like made a couple tweets, this is when D-Max was still on Now Recording, Keem made a couple tweets, I think passive-aggressively taking a shot at D-Max or something, or some comments were being made. Maybe Tommy made a couple comments, I don't remember. And D-Max is like, D-Max is like, can I should I reply to this stuff? And I was like, look, man, I don't think it's worth it, man, because both sides didn't come out looking good. I don't think you're gonna look good in this. And I stand by what Nick says. Both sides look horrible. Nick also tweeted out, "This is my DM with Connor, where I confirmed after I was away from the project that he was being paid well at the time of his hiring. This combo was notably before my public falling out with D-Max." And then you have the screenshot. Who wants to be Nick? Don't all volunteer at once.
I'll be
Jesus.
Nick.
I wish I could read.
Okay.
Why doesn't Toxic ever read anything? Don't be fucking ableist.
Connor says, "I'm getting $1,200 in December, then regular pay after that. It all goes well. Works fine for me. The editing work doesn't seem very difficult. I need cash anyway since we stopped doing RFC after Augie left, and that's more than I made doing that full time."
So he doubled his trial offer and promised you more. That's good. Before I ruined his negotiation, 1,200 was supposed to be the regular pay for D-Max, and $600 was his starting.
Lol, wow, seriously? That's wild.
Once I got involved, they told me it was going it was going up, but that was the first agreement he agreed upon. I told Oggy they both were wrong. Keem gave him a shit deal, and D-Max thought he was worth 3,200. The actual answer was somewhere in the middle.
Augie told me it was 2 to 3K a month he was making, and he wanted more.
Come January, he was going to get like 1,200, and then Keem said they agreed on something in the low 2,000s, and he said 3,200. Now, break my trial or I walk. I think you got the job because Tommy hates you. I think that was Keem's selling point.
LMAO, that worked out in my favor. That's crazy. Anyway.
And there you go. Nick even remembers that 3,200 amount. Somewhere in that range is what he asked for. Now, I will say, I do agree that I think the 1,200 was a bit low. That's why nobody comes off looking good in the situation, right?
Yeah. Keem definitely lowballed D-Max.
The other thing that I didn't like, right, is in D-Max's tweet. Now, I'm recalling from memory, but the deal was always that your pay was going to increase in January. It wasn't, like you said in that tweet, sometime in the next year.
Mm-hmm.
I remember distinctly that it was supposed to increase in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too.
All right, what's next?
Mm-mm.
All right, finally, we're here. All right, so Peepaw Riveter came back. Coffee with Peepaw is back in the morning. And usually he's been doing stuff about, some random dramas that no one really in commentary knows that much about. But this time, he had some drama to cover with Keemstar, and he covered it. And then somebody special that's a part of this drama decided to call in. Can you get the chat working also, Core? Because that's going to be important.
Yep, it'll work.
Is that in my Discord? Is that a Max?
Hi, hello everybody, it's me, D-Max, secret boss of the internet. For the clarification of a billion times, secret boss does not imply I'm actually of any substance at all. It means that I'm the hidden content. You have to go out of your way to find me, okay? Today. I don't know what all you've talked about because I really haven't been watching the stream or anything, but I just really badly wanted to call on. Since you talked about, I assume you've talked about probably
a little bit.
Bad, right? The big bad.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So I just want to clarify something. Everything that I stated in my thing is 100% true.
Well, I didn't go over that. I didn't. Just for the record, I didn't go over your statement.
That's fine. I'm going to use your platform. I hope you don't mind.
No, knock yourself out.
Everybody else does anyway. I can't wait for the moment Peepaw has enough and he's like, you know what? God damn it. No, I'm not going to do this anymore. Fuck you guys. That's what
I'm tired of this shit.
Oh my god.
I can't wait for his wings arc.
But also, right, that is a completely fucking meaningless statement that he's just made. That statement means nothing. To come on to the stream and be like, everything I said is true. All right, I swear it. I could post on Twitter tomorrow morning that my cock is 13 inches long and go on somebody's stream and be like, it's 100% true.
Didn't say
everything I said in that post is true. Why you gotta be homophobic?
I'm just saying, he said he was gay, he's clearly fucking not. I'm not throwing shade here, I'm just saying that was a lie, wasn't it?
Well,
here's the joke. He's a gay filmmaker. Gay filmmaker. He makes gay films. He's bi. Apparently, I don't know.
He's
Which,
working
by the way,
on...
if you're bi, you're gay. That is what it is.
Well, yeah. Also, if you have sex with maggot, you're also gay.
Jesus.
And you make poor life decisions.
Okay.
I just want to explain a few things. Everything that I said in that quote retweet is 100% true. Keemstar lied to everyone, including... I was under a wrong impression, I think, for some of these things. All right, so I'm willing to walk back maybe... Well, okay, I'll say this. Everything I said in that is 100% true. Nick did call. He did, in fact, say that I was a better editor than him. I'm not saying that so that I can be like, oh, look at how cool I am. I'm saying that because he said a number, which was the number that I was initially going for, which, by the way, I can say this confidently, too. Keemstar asked me how much money I need to live. I said $2,000 because $2,000 is how much I need to live. The reason why I went for 2.5 was because I figured if I could make $500 more a month, then I'm actually like I'm not just in the gray, I'm in the green. And I can actually like build wealth. I can actually start to have a career. That's a good thing. It would justify me having a full-time thing. That's the number. 3,000 is a fabrication. Keemstar, put that in the group chat so that
I
he
am
could
going
make
to
me
build
look
wealth.
stupid, make me look bad. I never said a single word after that was put in the group chat. I don't know if that's ever going to be released. I don't know if that could be released. I'm not going to leak DMs. I'm not that guy. Nick is that guy. I'm not that guy. All right.
That was
I wish
aggressive.
all of them the best. I want nothing to do with any of this. If I'm being completely raw and just open, this is the last time I'm ever. I'm going to try my hardest not to talk about drama stuff again. You can call me a tipster. You can call me a phlegmatic. You can call me whatever names you want. Here's the honest truth, folks. The reason why D-Max is not talking about drama anymore is not because he thinks he's better than any of you. It's because I don't like the content. I started falling out of fandom from it. This is the reason I left Now Recording, is because I'm sick of this. I don't want to talk about essay for the rest of my life. I don't want to be that guy that's known for that.
Okay,
I
pause.
don't want to be the guy
We
that's
don't talk about essay.
Hold on,
Fuck
I'm
you.
pulling up the fucking channel. God damn it. We talk about essay like
We do
occasionally.
not talk about essay.
Jesus.
When we do, it is because it is ha funny, right?
Yeah. Like
That is why we talk about it.
Yeah, that doesn't make you sound psychotic at all.
Yeah, that's a.
No, but
But it's
don't come here
true.
and be like, don't come here and be like, now recording the pedo hunters or the sexual
Yeah.
assault hunters.
Like
right?
the bear
And
cap.
as
The
a matter
reason
of
why we
fact-
covered the bear cappuccino thing is because she said, "Oh, I was forced to jerk this guy off so much it mangled my arms. I can't move my arms."
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
but also, right? It's not that you fell out of love, like you said. We all knew it, right? That you didn't like commentary. You were giving vibes that you didn't like commentary. That's why you went over and you started that faggy thing called Commentary 2, right? Which was AIDS. I am glad it's gone. But you went over there and you started that to try and make a little hug box because you didn't like what commentary was. Everybody fucking knew that. You were trying to change the direction of things. But then at the same time, you're interacting with people like Angry Slug. You're fucking interacting with people that are surrounding fucking what's it called? Badwick show, right?
Yeah.
Like what do you want? You're either in or you're out. But you can't be a little bitch about it when you're in and then try and go start your own thing and then that failed miserably.
This is what happens every time, though. Everyone does this. Like Tipster did this, and ironically, he was like, "I'm leaving commentary." Like fucking year and a half later, still talking about commentary. Will on his channel. Like people ask me, why'd you end up talking about Will on the channel? Why'd you care about Will? Because it's fucking annoying. Stop saying like, I'm leaving Twitch poll. I don't want to be in Twitch poll anymore. Makes a big fucking video about leaving Twitch poll. Still fucking talking about. Still in Twitch poll. Still commenting about Twitch poll. Yeah, it's fucking annoying. But this is what all these people fucking do. And then like, I don't get why anyone hates me. I don't understand why it annoys people. Why'd you care? Shut up.
I want to know if this was like a group chat thing where Maggot, D-Max, and Rib are in this group chat and they see the Keem tweet and Rib's like, I'm going to reply and I'm going to tweet this, and D-Max like, go. Or is it Rib starts a fight with Keem and then D-Max is like, oh god damn it, not again. I'm gonna have to respond. You know, like I want to know like what is the dynamic with this?
Are you asking which one of them was the tipster?
Yeah, well, yeah. Which one? Like, was D-Max forced? Did D-Max feel forced to make the response, or was D-Max gung ho about making this response and encourage Riveter to fight with Keem? That's what I want to know. I want to know who's making the play. You know, should you be annoyed at Riveter because he got in a fight with Keem and now you feel like you've got to respond to this and now you're getting shit again, or are you the one telling Rib what to do?
Man, I feel so honored that you would think that I would do a group coordination or Riveter would do to do that.
That's what happened.
That's what he's gonna fucking say.
Bro. All right, let's keep watching.
I don't want to be the guy that's talking about whatever silly Discord drama that nobody knows about.
Oh, did you see in the chat right there? Lunar wanted 5K.
Lunar's a troll.
I know,
It's
but
so
that would
silly.
be really funny.
But guys, it's so silly. Why would I want to cover? It's called making people laugh. That's your job. Like Tommy said, you're a fucking clown. Dance, monkey, dance. That is your job here. You know what?
You know what Now Recording is? low effort, making people laugh. That's what Now Recording has always been. We're never going to be the big fucking commentary podcast with the dynamic edits and all this crazy stuff happening. We're never going to be that podcast, Queenman. You understand? We're never going to be those guys. But
the fuck, man.
We're going to
You're not
riff
that
and
guy,
we're going to
pal.
be funny. Or try to, at least. Low effort. PNG. Fucking thumbnail on the video. No visuals really. And some quirky little edits, you know?
I like
yeah,
when we started the PNG thing, when we finally got it up, like you sounded like you were like, oh my god, this is so cool. But at the same time, I could hear in your voice, and you were like, oh, is this too hi-fi?
Yeah.
Are we trying too hard now? It's
Yeah,
like,
people hire
Jesus
their
fucking
expectations when you
Christ.
start doing that shit, bro. I'm telling you. Go back to episode 1. You'll see where we came from.
Hey, bleeders.
Oh, the tape cleaners.
No, guys, I swear they're a real thing. Next episode. I found this video of this tape cleaner. I used to watch this all the time. It was mesmerizing. Well, it's like
We reacted to
goddamn,
the
your
audio of it.
Yeah, your childhood was
We
miserable.
didn't even react to the visual of it. We just reacted to the audio.
You know what's even worse than that? I'm pretty sure we played it through your mic.
Yes, my
Oh, God.
soundboard that came.
Yeah. Oh, I miss SoundPad.
All right, let's keep watching.
That I have to spin narratives for. That I know things behind the scenes that people don't know in front of the scenes. I'm not trying to make things complicated for people. All I'm saying is that I am a fallible person. I have faults just like anyone else. I'm not better than anyone. Okay? And all I'm saying is that was what I could take. I got all the way up to the ladder, climbed all the way up the ladder, right? To the point to where the big dogs were now paying attention, giving me the tasks to do and things like that. And I was happy to do it for minimal amounts of pay. But at a certain point, I realized they're going to try to milk me for everything I've got.
You didn't climb
And
the
so to try to
ladder,
protect
buddy.
myself,
That's not what happened. You lucked out that Matt Pitt knows Nicholas Diorio. They did not see you. They did not come and look for you. That's not what happened. That is rewriting history. That's not what happened, bud. You did not climb the ladder. And also, if you think that's the top of the fucking ladder, that is fucking depressing.
This whole milking thing, right? Like, remember D-Max? Keem wanted D-Max to start talking shit to the co-hosts and stuff, and if they fuck up on the editing, he's like, and D-Max I didn't want to be a character of the podcast. That's what the job entitles, bro. I get fucking old Connor got fired because he was doing his job, but fucking that's what the job was.
Wow, Matthew, right? It is amazing to me, right, that we'd expect that an employer would try to get more value for their money. Wow.
Fucking late stage capitalism, bro.
Other duties as assigned, quote unquote.
protect myself. I legitimately just gave them the number that I thought worked best for everyone. And here we are, folks. They're not going to ruin me. I don't know if they're trying to. I don't think they are. I think this is just content. And I think this is just how it happens.
Want to do this episode.
I have no ill will.
If it's just content, then we can do it too. And this whole game we've been playing of, hey, look, D-Max was a former co-host. Let's go easy on the guy. Let's chill out. You know, that game that we've been playing, if it's just content, D-Max, then we can do it too.
I legitimately think he took my advice, by the way.
What's that?
I don't know if you remember in the Magnetar episode that we did, or stream, can't remember which it was. When we did that, I literally said, if you want to be a fucking game streamer, go be a fucking game streamer.
Yeah.
Right? Don't do shit that you don't like, and don't be fucking miserable. Because you make everybody else miserable.
Yeah, and that's good advice. And I think D-Max is doing just that.
Well, it's also the fact that look, when I started working with you guys and all this kicked off, you were really bothered about how I might end up seeing you react to D-Max and everything else. I remember having conversations with you about it. But I don't want Beckett to think that I'd fuck over one of the people working with me and doing work for the show. But it is one of those things where I think you Matt Pitt, are very, very professional. I actually genuinely think that. And I think that if D-Max had if DMAX didn't talk about you or like what was going on, you wouldn't say anything. But he hasn't been professional. And the thing that's been really fucking unprofessional isn't the timesheets, isn't anything else, in my opinion. It's the fact that he let his girlfriend like twist his opinions on everyone he worked with, and basically is structuring his career around what his girlfriend thinks of people.
Yeah.
That's
That's
exactly what he's doing, and it's an insanely unprofessional thing to do.
The thing is, like, DMAX knew I couldn't stand Maggot. And like I don't see why he would think that me shit talking him and her and Tipster's chat, like why that would like affect anything. But my main issue with DMAX, right? And this kind of goes back to like early Now Recording, is I hate when you have an issue with someone, whether it's with Beavers, Beckett, Core, Toxic, or Mitch, and you don't bring it up. We are all in this podcast. We are all in this together. If you've got an issue with someone, you need to bring it up. You can bring it up privately, or we can make content out of it. And I knew there was issues between DMAX and Beavers. There was weird tension going on. So I pitched. Now the tension was trivial. All right, fucking Lord Asmo and fucking someone with the weird collar guy shit, whatever. Trivial stuff.
I personally didn't care.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, all right, we can have a like nice, cool debate with you two, with each other on the podcast, right? No, didn't hear anything about it. DMAX keeps saying, I'm good, no issue. And here we are. Within that month, he's gone.
Well, and I mean, since you bring that up, right? Okay, ripping the band-aid off. For the people that have made it this far, you're going to get a juicy scoop, right? Literally the day before DMAX quit the podcast, I was going to kick him off the podcast.
Me and Beavers had a pretty big discussion about that. I thought that this is one of those situations where it's like, give it a day to breathe and like let this chill. Let's not make any drastic decisions. He's done great work for us, and you were of the opinion like he's being snaky. I don't trust him. And am I missing anything, or was there anything else?
He's being snaky. He's being snaky. He's being passive aggressive. I do not trust him anymore. And I do not like that he is not willing to have a conversation with us. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't end up kicking him off because me and Matthew had an argument. And I said to Matt that I was going to go to sleep. And when I woke up, DMAX had sent his message in the group chat that he was leaving. And I went to Matthew and I swore up and down that I had not said a single thing to DMAX.
I woke up to a DM by Beaver saying, I didn't do shit.
I didn't do shit. No, because I slept on it and I was like, okay, maybe Matthew's right? Yeah. Maybe give it a bit more time. I'm still going to feel the way that I feel. I like it when, if I have an issue with you, I bring up that issue with you, especially when I'm forced to be around you.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that, and that was really my main issue, and that's why I decided that I thought it would be best to cut ties with him. Which, he then ended up doing it, and I don't know. I got what I wanted, I suppose.
And, while we're talking about that, the day he leaves the podcast, we got into a call because I was thinking in my head, I think, well, maybe we could have a discussion. We can talk this out. Maybe this is like just like how Beavers wanted to kick DMAX. Maybe DMAX wanting to leave is still a rash decision. And about 5 minutes in, everybody pretty much came to the conclusion DMAX wants to leave. So we thought about it, like, how do we handle this in the sense that how do we handle this in the right way? And I pitched DMAX we don't say anything about it, and DMAX just kind of stays quiet and says he's taking a break from Now Recording, and then we slowly transition him out. And then Cord just interrupts and be like, no, just cut the cord, let's fucking do it, cut the cord. And at that time, I was kind of infuriated because Core was not a part of the conversation about what we were going to do. But in reality, it was like the right decision. And thank fucking Christ that happened. Because if we did what I wanted to do and we fucking had him slowly transition out, then he would have technically still been on the podcast maybe during the Magnetar thing. So... Poor W.
But then again, I could have, if he was on the podcast during the Magnetar thing, I would have pulled him aside and called him a retard.
Yeah, also, that might have happened as well. Like, we might have had that discussion, like, you want to talk to Magnetar before you want to do this shit? Like, don't listen to Maggot Edits, that type of thing.
But also,
but what do you? But there's a track record of him not listening to you guys either. So
that's true. Yeah.
But then, well, no, because when we would pull him aside and we'd have these conversations, right, about what he was doing, it wouldn't be us telling him what to do, right? In the sense that he had to do it. It would be us telling him what we would do in that situation and why what he's doing is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And if he feels like going ahead and doing it, he can do it, but he cannot expect the backing of now recording, of me, Matthew, Toxic Call. We are not going to back you if you choose to be an idiot.
Yep.
That was what that conversation was. There is a limit, right? And that's not to say that we would throw you under the bus, you know, if something went wrong. What that meant was, we will talk about it on stream, and you are going to have to take your comeuppance. That's literally what it means. You're just going to have to take what's coming to you, and then we'll move on. Because I don't want an environment where people hold grudges, where people are passive-aggressive. And also, I just want to say this. I know what D-Max is going to say, if he does respond to this. I don't think he will. But if he does, he's going to say, oh, the reason that I wasn't so talkative during that time is because I was away thinking about things, right? But I don't believe that. I simply don't believe that. That
Well,
may
the
be true
Locale
from
Live
your
thing, that's
perspective.
that's definitely untrue for the Locale Live editor thing. He told us that he was talking to it with family and family only. Jessica told me that he was asking Clear as Mud for advice. They gave him
we
advice.
specifically,
we
specifically asked him, "Are you talking to the Clear as Mud people?"
Yeah,
right.
And he said no.
Are they giving you the advice? And he was like, "No, I just spoke to family, or whatever the case may be."
And that was the maddest I had ever. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, that's the level of snakiness, right?
Yeah.
That I don't like. On this podcast with us, I don't care what you've done. Just be honest with me. Right? You want to agree with them more, but just tell me what you're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, no. All right, let's keep watching.
Agreed.
I think Keemstar is a jerk. I will stand on that. I think everyone else is playing weird, silly games, and I refuse to be anybody's Moby Dick. So, for that all being said, I do appreciate the time. I do appreciate the attention. And hey, shout out to everybody that was my friend before. I hope you guys do really, really well. That's all I gotta say. I love you, Peepaw. I love you, Riv. If you have any questions, I'll take a few. But other than that,
okay. All right. So,
yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
He is gay. So.
Yeah, like I've
Well, that's his son. Stop. You know, D-Max is somehow both sons with Keemstar and Riveter.
That's not Riveter's son. D-Max would never call him a bitch.
No, that's true.
Stated numerous times throughout this stream when I was talking about this earlier. I'm not an editor. I think my
really.
What do you call it? My catalog of work speaks to that. I'm not an editor.
Sure.
So there seems to be a hang up on, and people seem to think that the time that was spent was too much. That there was like, you know, I've seen people say that, you know, 19 hours was, you know, you were mismanaging time, that you just whatever, and so forth. So I have a question. So when you, because you did put out that little note thing or whatever it was that had a list of whatever.
Yeah.
I can't speak to this because I'm not an editor. I've never been paid to be an editor. I don't know. So is that too much time for an episode?
So the way that I view work and the way that I've always viewed work, because that's the other thing is people need to understand, like I'm a film editor. Like I've done this professionally, like for film. Right. Okay. And the thing is that it doesn't matter how much time you put in. It's just a matter of whether you can put out the product on time. You know this, and people who know me know this.
But you were
I am a
charging
quality
for your
person.
time.
I will kill myself so that I can make sure.
No, wait, hold on, pause. No, he wasn't. He was salaried.
Well, he was salaried, but he wanted to charge for his time. That was his argument, that it takes too much time. Right?
Also, what film has he worked on? Like, because I don't know his history.
I just know he's working on a documentary about a nightclub shooting or something. That's all I know.
But all I'm saying is that he's saying that it does not matter as long as the product is out on time. That is true, but when you say this is too much workload because of the hours that I am putting in, you are asking for more money based on your hours. So then it does not matter if it's just the product coming out. And like Beckett said, you are salaried.
Yeah. Do we want to move on to the next timestamp? Because it's coming up pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Whatever.
Yes. All right.
Good morning, Mr.
Right,
JFA. How you
Before
doing?
you say anything, I realize my audio is not the best. Okay, I'm on my phone. All right, so don't make fun of me.
You see, this is why I miss D-Max. It's good to have everybody.
JFA, if you don't know who
everybody
JFA
back.
is,
Boring.
Yeah, he's really boring.
He's the #1 fan of Now Recording. He loves every single episode, every word that comes out of our mouths. He's a huge, huge fan. He stands us. He's obsessed. He's weird. But in this moment, he was right. And he was really good with his question. That's one
True.
guy you don't want to talk to if you're on the if you're like being accused of something or something like that. One guy you don't want calling in is JFA.
I want to say good morning, everybody. I had the show on the background because I had a lot to do this morning.
Yeah.
Are you going to come back more often, D-Max?
You didn't listen, did you?
Dude,
no. I had to shut off the stream.
Okay.
in order to call in.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah, no worries.
So,
yeah.
so JFA, just to let you know, he never stopped.
Right.
D-Max has been streaming like 3 to 4 times a week.
No. I'm not talking about that. I meant like here. Like I know you do those game streams.
Like
but,
calling to my shows and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Sure. D-Max has got the perms. He can call anytime he wants.
To be honest, so I don't know if this is like a thing, but like just to clarify, I've been doing a lot of like personal help stuff. Like I've been trying to focus on my health. I've been working outside a lot, trying to get my lawn in order and stuff like that. I bought a new house like a year ago or something, but since I was on the content grind when I was on Now Recording and all that, like I was just focused on like inside my house and honestly just like my office, trying to make everything work. So I've been working out most mornings and trying just my hardest just to keep my head down. So like I've been listening to people in the background a few times, and I've wanted to call in, but it's just it hasn't worked out. So but I definitely will be with Riv every once in a while for sure.
Yeah, man. Everybody has their dramas, me included. But that shouldn't take away from you wanting to call. Yeah,
No,
I'm small potatoes. I'm small potatoes compared to what's going on.
I don't know about that. I think this is relatively small potatoes too, but I think people have an inflated sense of what is big.
So
if it is that, oh sorry, go ahead, people.
So you said what are you talking about? Like other people used to call in? Who are you talking about? Like when you say almost, I'm kind of confused.
Well,
by
okay,
that.
sorry, I'm getting my podcast mixed up because I miss Gigi, I miss Jessica, all the whole gang.
Sure.
Even that flip flopper banana grabber.
Banana?
He called me
Yeah.
out, and when I came in to waiting the call,
He couldn't give a shit.
What? Pause. What?
Mm-hmm.
No, he couldn't give a shit. I miss GG and this and that.
Yeah. He's stirring right now. He's cooking.
Let him cook.
Me wait.
Yeah.
I felt
so here's the deal. All the people from Clear as Mud, right, that have joined my new Discord server and stuff. I've given perms. They can hop into the streaming time that they want to. Gigi called in. As a matter of fact, I don't know, it was like maybe Monday of this week, I think it was.
I would love if Maggot hopped in and then Jessica hopped in. That would be a great reunion, right?
True. I'll make it happen. Don't worry. I'll try.
One day.
And we had a real long, and I so thoroughly enjoyed it because I missed having conversations with her. I've had some thoughts in the back of my head about trying to get Clear as Mud back up and going again. I don't know if it's feasible with the original crew. That would have to be something that is a long conversation between all of us. That's going to 100% happen. Off behind the scenes, there will not be any, whatever. I'll be honest with you. I don't. If I'm the eternal optimist in me would like to think that there's some way for me to make that happen again. But if I'm being completely honest with myself, which I don't really like to do a lot, because I like to live in the land of make believe, like a lot of other people, I don't think it's possible. But there may be some, I don't know what you would call it, some form of clear as mud that might come back at some point in time.
We're gonna have
that's
D-Max, Maggot, and me on a podcast.
No, come on. Jessica will be back,
Wait,
right?
you think he's gonna side with Jessica? I don't think he's gonna side with Jessica.
Maybe he'll go back to the Team A and Team B thing, you know? One day it's half the show, the other day it's the other half. You know?
This podcast would have been great if it was just Riv, Jessica, and
like the Berlin Wall.
Maggot?
No, not Maggot. Well, no, well, now it would be great. Now it would be great if Maggot and Jessica had a conversation instead of Maggot passively aggressively tweeting about her, calling her pillhead pizzle while tweeting about her, and then bragging that Jessica has her blocked, even though Maggot blocked her before she left the internet, and also privates her Twitter every time shit goes down. You fucking hypocrite. Press play.
I wanted to ask this for you, Peepaw. Now, you said you didn't want to cover drama anymore. Would this kind of be bending the rules, or are you only talking about it because it's directly addressed to you?
That's the only why. I'd say, let me tell you something. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I love the drama stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I still watch the streams from the different creators.
You can't stop them from watching this stuff.
I watch in silent. I do not engage.
Yeah, because every time you come up, somebody tries to bop you over the head like a hammer for some reason, because you're so scary. Apparently.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Oh boy.
Riv did not fucking say anything, bro. He just popped into a VC like nothing happened. Fucking Tommy's just sitting there. You think Tommy's gonna be like, "Oh, hey, Riv, how's it going?" Fucking no, dude. He's gonna say shit.
Well, also, like, okay, something to do with like scary or anything else, and also like JFA is like, oh well, is this the exception because it's about you? Oh, it's the only reason I'm talking about it. You fucking inserted yourself. You tweeted about Locale Live while friends with D-Max about their editors. Like, Keem didn't just come for you randomly.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? You could have just, I don't know, shut the fuck up. Wild, I know.
Just let it go.
It's like actions meet consequences.
Yeah.
I don't know. These people don't understand actions and consequences.
Yeah. I'm action. This is my friend consequences.
They're playing with matches. They're playing with matches, and they don't understand why the whole fucking world is on fire all around them.
Yeah. Think about it. You guys went after Magnetar because Magnetar unfollowed Maggot on Twitter. And Magnetar doesn't even remember doing this. This is how it all started. Think about that. Think about it. How ridiculous that is. All this started because of that. This is what happens when you get into your little friend group and you don't have anyone to be like, hey guys, outside perspective here, what you're doing is stupid. Stop it. Or hey guys, we could get to the bottom of this. You want to have a conversation with Magnetar? Maybe we can figure this out. This is why stuff like this happens.
And you know what all of us do, right? When we have a spicy take, like a really fucking spicy take, and it's not individuals that you do, like it's not like set like a group or anything. When I have a spicy take and I want to put that out there, I message Matthew and I say, hey Matt, optics check for me, please. How does this sound? Right?
and then I say, fucking horrible, don't do it.
Yeah, normally it's like, don't do that, please, for the love of God. And then he sends me that Breaking Bad gif with the guy fucking screaming.
No! No!
But again, you could have done this thing with Magnetar. Could have just hit somebody up, been like, well, no, and you know what the problem is? They did hit people up, but they hit people up that also had the fucking hate boner blinders on.
Yeah.
Right? Just fucking, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, you owned him, buddy. Yeah, this exists in isolation. Yeah.
How far is the next one?
120 versus 118.
Let's see. I think this is the Magnetar stuff.
You didn't want to bring up Magnetar. Were you
No.
willing to talk
Hey.
about him now that you're not going to go over drama anymore?
I really don't. And for one reason, if any other reason, it's because I think that this idea of let's say like victims and aggressors, right? If I'm to understand the entire thing of that, then I guess what I'll say is that I want everyone involved with that to find peace, him included.
Oh my God.
And so for that, I don't want to talk about it because I think that anything that I say is going to just ignite that more, and I can imagine that might be kind of like a raw and sort of a thing. So maybe where people would like some answers or whatever, I can't imagine because I literally said everything that I wanted to say about that whole thing. But
don't get me wrong, I understand where you're coming from. It's just that
you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to, and people might see that and be like, oh, you're being so gay. It's like, dude, like I'm not kidding you. Like I really do just want peace for myself, for everyone involved, but especially for that guy, because like it's like, dude, for the events,
You can't throw a rock at someone and expect peace. You can't throw a rock at someone, walk away, and be like, "Yeah, I just hope that all of this works out and everybody a peaceful resolution is found, right?" And we just move on from the situation. Personally,
You know, I might have thrown that rock at his window, but you know what? I hope he doesn't get a cold draft at the end of the night. You know?
Yeah. I hope he stays warm in his house with peace.
Magnetar was trying to get peace with that, like with the fundraiser, but you know.
Yeah, this is you retards are just like, something's up there.
I'm gonna kick rocks.
Peace and love.
Of the things that unfolded and it to end up the way that it did for him, like even with the things that I was feeling, I did feel like sad. Like I'm
just say
sorry
you're
that
wrong.
it worked that way. Wasn't my intention. Wasn't my intention at all. None of that.
How was that not your intentions? No, your intention was to win, D-Max. You wanted to win. You wanted to beat Magnetar. You wanted to pulverize him. You wanted to interrogate him. You wanted to get the answer that you wanted.
I think his intention was just to get a blowjob out of Maggot.
Okay, jeez. All right.
All right. Well, Second's about to lose the unfollow.
Just no, look. I'm sorry. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, you
like all this,
hearing
like,
this shit?
like I don't think fucking D-Max ever cared. I don't think Riveter ever fucking cared. I think Maggot just came in and said, "Hey guys, I think Magnetar is a fucking weird scammer," and they went, "Okay,
yeah."
Maggot said it, so it must be fucking true. I think he left the fucking podcast because of Maggot. I think that's what it was. I actually think as well, like it's really interesting that he says about the family stuff. I imagine he's taking similar advice from Maggot and his family. It's interesting the way his mum reacted to all this. Like, yeah, I think it's really involved, and the people he takes advice from, or like whose opinions matter to him, are these two fucking women in his life, his girlfriend and his mum. I think that's it. I think that's the sum total. And that's why he couldn't defend any of these fucking points about Magnetar or about any of the other shit, because they're not even his fucking points. He just takes them from his girlfriend, his mother. Jesus Christ, grow a spine. How old is D-Max?
29. 29.
Yeah, like when you first, I remember being really surprised when you told me this, because I thought D-Max was like early 20s. I thought it was like 21, 22.
Nope.
This is not how somebody who's nearly 30 should be fucking acting. It's fucking so... Alright, then again, we're talking about, while he's talking to Peepar, a man who is, you know, a fucking grandfather? Jesus fucking Christ.
He's actually not that old.
Wait, how old's Riveter?
It's like mid-50s, I think.
It's like mid-50s, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Maybe not that
He
old.
ain't a
It's
pea-
pretty
he
up there.
ain't- No, he ain't a Peepar.
Shut the fuck up,
He ain't
Zuma.
Peepar.
I know the Peepaw lore. I know how he got the name Peepaw.
How do you get it?
He was doing Clear as Mud. Back in the day, Clear as Mud was just Banana and Peepaw, or Banana and Riveter. And they had AC on, and they were defending AC because AC got in a debate with Bunk and this other guy named Synth over something to do with AIDS. I don't remember, but I remember AC kind of saying some stupid shit. But they had this whole debate. Oh, and Aiden was there, and they had this whole debate, and it was like Aiden versus AC, and then Peepaw and Banana were kind of coming to AC's side because they thought the debate was just gay, and they felt like they were just ganging up on AC, which they were kind of right. But during that debate, after that was uploaded, someone on Twitter took a picture of Riveter and tweeted out, "Whose Peepaw is this?" And Peepaw changed his name to Peepaw Riveter. And that's how he was born.
All of this shit because a woman got unfollowed on Twitter.
You know? And so I think just for that, I hope that the guy finds, I hope he finds peace. I hope he has peace. I hope he can continue to have peace.
Well,
You know?
D-Max, in my humble opinion, I don't find you very openly aggressive or vindictive. Like maybe a little vindictive because we all get pissed off, you know.
It's
We all
it's
have
commentary.
that little
You know?
mean
It's
streak in
like
us.
that's what we do.
Yeah. But the reason I asked is because, you know, despite all the things that happened, the intentions behind it, you know,
There were no intentions, by the way. There was no intentions. That was supposed to be
good
nothing
intentions.
either, but
Good intentions is what I meant.
sure,
But
okay. Fair enough.
DMs that
maybe
disproves that,
Magnetar
by
wants
the way.
to know why. You know, maybe give him that bit of closure, and then you never have to talk about it ever again. Like why you
I
decided
think
to
you're
go that
I think
route.
you're whispering sweet. I think you're whispering sweet nothings into my ear. I think people are always going to be asking new questions if I
Look at
answer
fucking Maggot.
old questions, and I think that like I'm
Magnetar
fine
should
with
ask
the way
himself
that
then. Go to the live chat real quick, Core.
Yeah. Well, she's a thing. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Magnetar should ask himself then. What a bitch.
way that things have ended up and the way that people view. But actually, to be honest, just to clarify too, because I think some people are under the impression that I'm still consuming the content. I am not. I haven't really watched any drama related stuff at all since I guess maybe a week after I posted that last thing about Magnetar. And then when people kept talking about it, and the fact that people like from time to time, I hear people in passing tell me that people are talking about it still. And well, I'm sure they're going to talk about it again. It's kind of crazy to me because it's like the lengths that you can stretch a story that really doesn't like there's no and maybe it's just my opinion, but it really doesn't seem to have any there, you
Pause.
know.
The reason why the Magnetar thing at the very least got stretched out is because you can't say you're wrong. That's all you got to do.
Yes.
I'm wrong. I was wrong. You don't even have to apologize to Magnetar. You just say I'm wrong. I was wrong. Fucking Maggot did it. She went on a fucking podcast and said I had a bad take. Then fucking, you want to know why this shit gets stretched out? She goes on a podcast, says she has a bad take, then accuses me of being a gay opper and fucking all kinds of crazy fucking shit. All right, that's why. If you wanna point to someone who's stretching this out, D-Man, look to your girlfriend. She's the one who tweeted doubling down during when he took down the fundraiser because he was tired of dealing with your shit. She accused him of not caring about child sexual assault. Bro, she's the one stretching this out. It all lies on Maggot. So what you're saying, because there's a little debate me and Tommy are having. I think I give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't think you're a bad guy. Tommy thinks you're a sociopath now, but then again, he thinks about 90% of the YouTube is sociopath. So you're in good company.
Yeah.
But I think genuinely that you are a guy who, when you're around a friend group and they're against someone, you're gung-ho and you're ready to go. You got your sword, you got your shield, and you're like, let's fucking do this. I think that's what you did with Maggot. I think Maggot had the issues with Magnetar. You grabbed your sword, you grabbed your shield, and you were like, what's up with this go get funding thing? It looks kind of sus, right, Maggot? All that. I think you followed her into the fire, and now you're paying for it because you can't admit you're wrong. And while that's happening, she's stretching everything out. So if you have someone to blame about this, it's Maggot.
But also, it's he says he doesn't want to address it, right? So he doesn't want to address it. He doesn't want to answer questions about it because that will just lead to more questions. Like they'll always have more questions. That's literally not what would happen. You would come out, you would say your piece, donezo. Maybe a few questions on there to find out your motivations, but that would be it. Then it would be over. But you don't do it.
How about this? I let I spilled the beans about why I yelled at Van Luke, which I'm not sorry about. And I would say it's a similar situation. How about that?
What?
I can say.
What does that even mean?
I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that part originally. It means that something else was bothering him behind the scenes that caused him to go after Magnetar. because he went after Van Luke because of the locale editor thing. Something else happened that caused him to go after Magnetar. That's what he's trying to say.
Because he was in other women's DMs, and Maggot was having PTSD.
D-Max, if that's the case, then go fuck yourself. If what you're saying is true, that you had some other issue going on and it caused you to like take this and point it at Magnetar, then there is no professionalism there. There's nothing there. You're a fucking asshole.
I don't mean to interrupt your rage moment where you go really quiet, Matt, and your stump vibrates. But we've literally all fucking said this to you. Like everyone has said this to you about this. You know, no, I don't know this. Like it was you. You're the reason because you defended Magnetar. I have heard like 3 people have this fucking conversation with you.
Wait, what do you mean? No, wait, how? Wait, I'm confused. Like, what do you mean?
Well, there was okay, so you were defending Magnetar. There was a timeline to this. You tweeted something about Magnetar, and this is why he was calling Magnetar the Golden Boy and everything else. And that's in earnest when D-Max started to seem to like ramp things up. And it's around the same time he was taking shots at you anyway. So he's saying that there's something else behind the scenes. Yeah, there was. It's you and now recording and all the other shit. Like Magnetar was a way to take shots at you and Nick and fucking everyone else. Like Maggot's like again, he's in the fucking background going, oh yeah, go after Magnetar. He's in other people's DMs. But D-Max absolutely had an axe to grind against a load of you. And you in particular.
Well, that's a shame if that's true. Because
he was jealous of our talent.
I swear I've sat in calls with you where some people have brought this up to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes people theory craft, and you have to be like, all right, well, that makes sense. But I'm not Maggot. I'm not gonna jump in and be like, oh, well, you're right. But I don't like. I'd like to. Never mind. No, I guess you are right because D-Max cannot come to me with his issues. He came to me once after all this happened. He came to me once and he dropped a massive DM. And it was interesting, but before all this, his issues with me or his issues with
what was interesting about it?
It was a lot of words. It was a lot of words. It was a lot of words and a lot of interesting phrases that I don't even know how to describe it.
But by the way, can I bring up a gripe real quick in the middle of all of this? Fuck Tommy. Fuck Tommy C.
Okay.
Because
whoa.
No. Okay. No. Legitimately. Because when he brings up the whole talent thing, right? He's like, he was jealous of Matt. And fucking even Cole, even Mitch is more talented than you. I like them all. Right? And I'm sitting there, am I fucking chopped liver, buddy? What the fuck, bro? I exist too, okay?
Beavers, Tommy doesn't listen. Tommy doesn't listen to my recording. The only stuff he's listening to
who I was.
Yeah. He's heard a couple live streams like in passing. His only thing that he's loved is that short where Mitch is like talking to Turkey Tom and it was like, it was me, Barry. I'm the one who tweeted that. That's his favorite. So yeah, he's gonna mention Mitch. He's obviously gonna mention me because I'm on the chopping point, but he doesn't watch a lot of Now.
I can chop liver, okay? I've been in this community for years. I've been in this community longer than any of you. All right?
That is true.
Never get recognition.
That and at the very least, I can at least put it out there like it wasn't necessarily something that I was trying to do. Let's say to Magnetar. I wasn't trying to do anything to Magnetar by asking questions, by saying the things that I said, by acting the way that I did, And that's why I'm saying now, which is the same feeling that I had back then, is that I wish him peace. I really do.
Talking in riddles.
How about this, D-Max? Okay, you don't want to talk about it. Fine.
I'm going to do that from now on. After I get into arguments with people, I'm going to be like, yeah, I wish him peace.
I want Mitch to make an apology like this for not showing up today. Let them have
next
peace
time.
today.
Next time we cover like the biggest piece of shit, and I've called him the P word and all those things, right? I'm just gonna end it off by going, I wish him peace. Peace be upon you, brother.
Oh God.
At least maybe give the guy a DM and just bury the hatchet with them. Just say your piece,
Why?
and then you go your separate. Why not, man? If you're not going to say nothing, you know, if you're going to wish him the best, at the
I don't
very
think-
least, just
I don't think like. I mean, I don't. I don't understand what I need. What should I say?
just if you really didn't
What?
mean for things to go that way, just apologize, man.
Well,
That's
that's what
not
I'm
how
doing
it
right.
meant for it to go.
Oh no,
Well,
I'm not
direct.
going.
Well,
Well,
I guess
no. Well,
I
no.
think it'd be more
Don't.
meaningful to directly message him, but I'm just
Well, hold
saying
on. No,
that's
because
just me.
people are going to see this as see. This is what's hard is that people see this as an aggression when I say that I'm not sorry. It's not that It's not that like I said, two things can be true at once, man. It's like I'm not sorry for any of the things that I did. I don't regret anything. I really don't. I really do not regret a single thing. But the thing is that like I'm not going to like. No, I'm not. I'm not going to go into somebody's DMs and just be like, after like it's just like no, dude. Like I know how I feel. I know, and I think that Magnetar is a big boy. I think he can handle it. I think he's probably fine without.
Pause quickly. You know what is remarkable, right? He said he's not going to go into anybody's DMs and apologize or stuff like that. You know who did that? I did that to him. I extended this man a courtesy that I hardly ever extend to anybody.
Yeah.
Right? I went into this man's DMs and I ate crow, and I apologized. I think, yeah, around those lines, right? It's just something you do. I don't know why you can't do it.
For what?
Well, I said I don't want there to be any tension. I still feel like there's tension between us, stuff like that. I didn't apologize necessarily, but I reached out, right? Now, he can't do that with somebody else. And you can see his logic there. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go into their DMs and do that with them, right? And also, I just want to point out, because Matthew hasn't yet, and I think his hate boner is fading a little bit. Maggot edits in the chat. He never asked for that himself, JFA. So, like, what? Oh, so you can only apologize to people if they ask you to apologize to them, right? There's no onus on you for saying, oh, I am sorry for fucked up thing that I did. No. It's only if they ask for an apology. There's no such thing as personal accountability. It's only accountability when other people want me to be accountable.
Oh, so now D-Max is gone. Now you guys are doing accountability. That's where we are.
Yes.
See,
In
D-Max,
spite
you just
of him.
waited.
In spite of him,
To
we will
spite
now
him.
be covering... Yeah, to spite him. To spite him, we will now be covering exclusively essay allegations on our recording. And we will be hunting those predators down.
I hate you.
With the new Mama Max's, bitch.
I think he took a lesson from what is it, Keemstar? Never apologize for anything.
Yeah, he learned a lot from his dad.
Well, dads, plural, because they're a gay couple, I guess.
732 commentator saying that whatever. Like it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. If people want that from me, I guess I understand, but it's not my perspective.
Maybe it's the sensitive side of me that speaks. Maybe if somebody did me wrong, if they didn't really want to come out and just apologize, at the very least, just tell me in the privacy of DMs, look, man, I'm sorry how the way things said. We could have squashed it right there. That's all I'm saying. But if you got your reasons, man, you got your reasons. I just wanted to throw that out.
I like
there.
how they think that it's Magnetar's responsibility to ask for the apology. Like, there's no sense of good faith where it's like if you don't want to apologize, you don't want to apologize. But like, why does Magnetar have to like run and ask for an apology? Why can't it just be like a sense of good faith? Like, yeah, look, I'm sorry. I didn't like I went too far.
Because clearly, I was gonna say because clearly Magnetar needs to make another go get funding campaign to get an apology out of D-Max and Maggot.
Dude, that would be a hell of a fundraiser.
I donate. I donate just for the fun of it.
Yeah, I'd give $5. I'm not gonna lie.
But another thing is, one of you can't remember who said it, but one of you compared him to the whole Keemstar thing, you know, never apologize, right?
Yeah.
That can work, but you also can't be a pussy. You can't go and say peace be upon him, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you need to be like, fuck
You also can't.
I'm not sorry.
Fuck you. I
Eat
called
shit.
you a scammer. You are a scammer. Go back to Pakistan. Get in the call center. Right? That's what you need to say if you want to be Keemstar. Right? And if you're not going to say that, you're just going to, I wish him peace. I wish that he would get over. You know what would help him get over it? Right? Is if you were a decent human being and you said sorry. That would help him get over it. That would be like, oh, wow, okay, that guy didn't really mean... Well, he meant it in the moment, but he's come to his senses. And you know what? I think we can all move on from this. I'm sure he's moved on from it in any case. But regardless, it would be a good faith, like Matt said, good faith thing.
He has 100% moved on. I asked him if he wanted to come on and if he wanted to say anything, get anything off his chest. He's like, no, I'm good, man. I said all I need to say with those screenshots. There you go.
Thank God that man needs to stay away from commentary. I like him, but he's got to go. Okay.
Are you going to do anything other than gaming streams? I mean, it's not really my bag, but I know you're talented enough to do other things. Like, do you have other things in the work?
All right. I think we can move on to the next one.
Also, pause quickly. Just pause. Sorry. Go back to the beginning of this clip. I just want to make this point because I just clocked something that Maggot said in the chat. Right? Maggot said forced apologies aren't real apologies. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what that says to me? You don't care about people at all. Right? Because you apologize when you want to feel better, when you've done something wrong. I'm sorry that I did that to you. I want to feel better about myself for doing that to you. That is not the point of an apology. An apology is supposed to make somebody else feel better, not you feel better.
Well, you see, Beavers,
that is why you apologize.
The thing is, Beavers, a woman with BPD, that's how they see the world. How do I make myself feel better?
Fucking hell. Yeah, that's literally what they're saying by saying a forced apology isn't a real apology. I don't care about your fifis or his fifis. That's not why I'm asking you to apologize.
You know, if I was D-Max, I'd be careful. That beautiful princess disorder is a contagion. I tell you, it spreads. Careful, D-Max.
Now, recording ever host a reunion episode, would you be joining? Would you consider joining the episode? No reunion? Really?
No.
No, I think I'm all right with that.
Come on. Come on. Join us. Come on the Spurg Awards. Come on, D-Max. Buddy,
You better be on the Spurg Awards this year, all right?
You
Remember,
gotta
they're in
get your
December.
award.
Yeah. You are nominated, by the way.
You are.
Yeah, you are.
Wish them all the best. I'm not entirely sure what all they've said about me. I was disappointed by a few things that I heard, but that's not on them. You know, I think a lot of it has always been on me, and I've always tried to remove
my issue, right? With the fucking thing is, this is what's happening. If we're gonna take D-Max at his word that he's not watching any of this stuff, fucking Mrs. Beautiful Princess Disorder, Mrs. Maggot, is seeing this episode or when we talk about it, she's not getting any of the context, and her little BPD brain is twisting everything. And she'll take little tidbits of what she's gathered and twist it, and then she takes it to D-Max and be like, "That's what they're saying about you, D-Max. Look, they never liked you to begin with. Don't you see? And fuck my guitar."
Who'd you think fucked their reputation more, D-Max or Craig Beckett?
Okay.
You know what?
You know what? Okay, fuck it.
You know what? Fucking Craig Beckett could make a comeback in commentary. Not gonna lie.
That's why I asked the question. That's why I did it.
No, he can't come back. All right,
See-
Echo already took his girl. All right, I don't think D-Max. Never mind.
See, now this is what's going to happen is Maggot's going to hear this, turn to D-Max, and be like, "They compared you to a pedophile."
And a wonderful thumbnail maker. That's the important part to grab onto.
I've always tried to remove myself from situations that I feel like I'm going to do somebody. I don't want to be anywhere that I don't feel welcomed, I guess. And yeah, I
We
wish them all the
invited
best.
you.
I really
You're
do.
welcome.
But you know what they've got going on now, I think they can. It's what I said in my last thing. They have a show without me, and I think it's maybe a better show than with me. That's my opinion. So
Max, I had a show before you too. Don't sell yourself short. You have talent. All right. Maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's talent and it's your talent, and you should
no,
nurture that.
I'm not trying to like listen, like we're all YouTubers. Like you have to be a little bit of a narcissist in order to do this, or else you're not going to be successful. It's just because you have to be willing to listen to yourself and stuff. What I'm saying is that like what they do, what they do over at Now Recording, is their own brand of entertainment, and I'm happy that they do it. It's good for them, and it's good for their audience, and it's good for the audience. I wish them
understand.
best. I wish them the best, but that's all I can do. I got to move forward.
Peace be upon us.
Fair enough, D-Max. Hey, man.
Also
Look,
with you.
Peapod, D-Max, thanks for taking my call. I wish you nothing.
Last little thing, little maggot in the chat there. Now Recording is trash, even though you're cool with 3 of the 6 members. It might not be now. It might
I
be
think
like
that numbers might be rapidly going.
yeah, it might have been
Fuck it, whatever, like-
Toxic. You might be the only one left there, buddy. Last man standing.
We'll see.
Look,
what's the
I'll be
la-
honest. I wouldn't be so fucking like. As I said earlier, it's just fucking frustrating because.
Wait, Corey, I'm sorry, Becca. Corey, I got one more thing. I just sent it to you. Go ahead, Becca.
Okay. I think like
Never ends.
it would be fine if they just shut the fuck up. If they shut the fuck up, this could have been over ages ago. Maggot, she's done the Abby Blackbird thing. Okay, like that. That's the problem, and that's why people are like, "You're fucking done. Stop doing the stupid thing." That's it. That's it. Stop doing the stupid thing. It's not that hard.
Well, I wanted to do one little thing here. You know, a lot of people think some might have this little idea that I'm holier than thou. I'm above this. I'm above getting into the dirt, into the weeds, and swinging. Well, as you can see, on January 27th, 2024, within the Clear as Mud group chat, Maggot Chan said, "Because I hate those fucking F slurs," you know, and referring to Now Recording. You know what Riveter has that Matt doesn't? A mom, lol. To which I have this to reply: Mom, why are you dating a gay man on the internet? Mom, pay attention to me. Why are you dating a brony? This doesn't make any sense. Mom. Fuck you, maggot.
I can't even be mad at that. That's fair.
That's
I'm only saying that
a
because
hell of a
like
fucking-
people, it balances out, all right?
Yeah, like what the? Like I don't give a fuck if people take the piss out of my mum, but I don't know how you can claim any moral high ground.
Dead
if
mom
you're doing that to
bells.
somebody. It's a fun club. We have meetings every Tuesday, so there are cookies. Like-
Yeah, but they store bought because nobody's moms are making them.
Well, you know, the thing about being bad with money is I do not think Mames will be around for much longer, but she is bad with money, and those who are also bad with money, let me see here. You got the right one? Okay. Strictly Patrick, Darcy Evans, Ringtail, Stepan Corbino, Joe Vile, channel has been deleted, K-Hug Cast, Pigeon Salad, Echo Tragic, Brooke A, Fresh Brewski, Ronald Hughes, and Mame. Go, and Latchkey Goth Boy, Jada with a Y, and yeah. Those who also want to be bad with money, you can pay $14.99 a month. Get your name set after every episode in a live stream. If you can't afford that, there's Beaver Lovers. That's $9.99 a month. Gets you early access to Now Recording episodes, as well as paywall text channels and VCs and our Discord server. And if you can't afford that, $4.99 a month is the Stumpy. That gets you access to Now Recording live streams, Now Recording premium, although kind of rare, episodes. And yeah, those are our membership tiers. Anything else, guys?
No. Go follow go follow Spotify. I'll find the link and put it in the description.
Mom, are you dating D-Max? I thought he was gay. What's going on?
All right. I have one. I have one thing to say. Right before we end this, I wish D-Max the best in his live streaming, and I wish Peepaw the best with his thing. Maggot can go fucking eat dirt. I don't care. But also, peace be upon you.
I wish you
May you
peace,
find peace in
D-Max.
life.
Hey, no. Okay, wait. We end with all of us on the count of 3 saying "I wish in peace." All right, let me know when you're ready. All right, you guys
Ready.
gotta. Are you?
What
let
did
me
you
know
say?
when you're ready.
I wish in peace.
I wish in peace.
I
on the
wish
count
in
of 3.
peace.
Yeah, on the count of 3. I'm gonna say 3.
Wait, I wish him peace, or I wish
Yes.
is peace.
I wish
I
him
wish him
peace.
peace. Okay,
I wish
cool.
him peace.
Okay.
All right, you
Fuck.
ready?
Yeah.
All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I wish him
peace.
peace.
I'll sync it up.
No,
I'll sync
That's
it up.
awful.
That was
I'll sync
fucking
it up.
Now, one more time
Okay.
for lulz. 1, 2, 3.
I wish him
him peace.
Penis.
Now recording's always recording. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Oh wait! Last joke.
Uh-oh.
Joke. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. This episode's gonna be like 3 hours, but it's gonna be Mitch on the thumbnail, and everybody's gonna be like, "Holy shit! What the fuck did Mitch do?" Now recording's always recording. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?